Hey yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back um to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream. Yeah, welcome back to another Q&A. I was supposed to be at one point I know I was supposed to be on another stream tonight, but but due to scheduling conflicts, it just didn't work out. Or just due to some things just going on. But it's okay. We're here. We're just gonna chill. We have some nice conversations with friends about movies, physical media, all that good stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I'll continue. And while I'm waiting for some friends to come in, I'm just gonna play some Mario Party Superstars on my Nintendo Switch. So, hey Ethan, what's up? Says can't believe that Spielberg is 75 years old. Which movie he's directed? That is Catch Me If You Can there, my good friend. And trolls are back in the building here today. Honestly, Cam, no, I'm not really comfortable talking about it. But what's up, though, man? Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here. It's just the verdict stuff and also stuff that's going on with Jonathan Majors, I think, is just not comfortable for me to talk about. So, thank you for that, though, man. I appreciate it. Spicy 4K action is in the building. What's up, man? Thank you so much. I meant to say 77. Yeah, but my favorite of Steven Spielberg's is Catch Me If You Can. That is my personal favorite. Nadia, what's going on, my friend? Yeah, I haven't seen you here for a while. Wanna be able to get you on the channel for the Moviegoers live show at some point whenever we can. So thank you for being here, Nadia. You're awesome. Just let me know whenever you're available. Favorite director of 2023. Oh, I think you're meaning. Are you meaning favorite movie there, Cam? Favorite movie of 2023, most anticipated movie of 2024. Favorite movie of 2023 is Past Lives. For damn sure. Like, that one is, like, solidified number one. I absolutely love Past Lives. That one, as soon as I watched it, and after I finished it, I already knew that was, like, solidified number one. It is phenomenal. Really quick, got somebody coming in. Oh, it's this man. What's up,
If
brother?
you'll excuse me, I'm gonna use the centrifugal force of my fat tits to make this pumpkin pie. The best band in Morningstar loves living in the pumpkin paradise. We make pumpkin apple pie living in the pumpkin paradise. I'll make the bed with my fat tits living in.
What's up, dude?
Hi. This has been a crazy holiday season. The reason I have not been available for streams as often is because we got a little bit of an identity theft situation. And these scumbags stole our identities, charged a bunch of money to my aunt, claiming to be me. So I had to talk to the cops today. So that was fun, but they cleared me. I am okay. I did not do anything. I am innocent. and they discovered it. And now I'm focusing on movies, all types of movies, because the rest of the years is going to be a lot of movies. And starting tomorrow onward, I was going to try to sneak in Maestro, and then I remembered, we got the carpet cleaner coming, so I'm going to have to do that on Christmas Eve's plan. But
yeah,
I'm going to watch Percy Jackson. I might actually stay up past my bedtime to watch Percy Jackson a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be watching later when we log off. I'm not sure.
You cheeky boy, you finally saw the Persian version. Congratulations.
And thank God it was on digital for cheap.
Dude, that movie, people are sleeping on that movie. That's one of the most underrated movies.
Number 6 right now for me.
Number 11, but again, people need to remember that 25 to me is the common man's 10. So if you're really going by that metric, it's almost like top 5. That's really high.
It's really freaking good, dude. Like, it's really
great.
good.
And like, you think the trailers, I feel like, marketed the movie like it's this lighthearted, self-aware meta romp, and then you watch it and it is that, but it's also when they get to that almost a whole other movie, like an hour in, about the mom.
Yeah, dude.
And how it parallels the two of them, and it's heartbreaking, and it's beautiful, and it's profound, and it's really surprising.
Like, it hits, dude. It really does
God.
hit.
It gets dark. I'm not gonna lie. It gets kind of.
But I am gonna tell you though, you'll be happy about this. Yeah. I did finally watch Tetris yesterday. I know you saw that I watched it, but
by the way, so you've been using your subscription I gave you then?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen Spirited yet? Since it's Christmas.
I still haven't, but I am gonna try to watch it this week.
Please do, because it's really good.
Because there's still a couple other ones I have yet to watch that are on there, which are Ghosted, Flora and Son, which you've been telling me to.
Flora and Son is great. Flora and Son,
and another one you've been telling me to watch, and for some reason I kept forgetting that this one was on Apple TV Plus. Still a Michael J. Fox movie.
That is, yeah.
I keep forgetting that's on there, and I need to sit down and watch it.
The fact that that's not in my top 25 shows you how good of a year this year has been, because that was fantastic. Same with. All right, now one moment, Luke. There was a recent motion picture you saw that we were on opposing sides of, and I'm not talking about Chicken Run, son. And all I have to say to that is this. Oh, one moment.
I think I might know what it's going to be.
Yes. What?
I apologize for interrupting your regularly scheduled programming, but I simply cannot sit by and allow this crazy hippie to tarnish the reputation of my favorite feminist art house movie.
Oh, Christ. Christ, Grant.
The movie, for those wondering, is May December, which you totally misread. I read your review of it.
I'm sorry, man. It wasn't for me.
Oh my God!
Not for me.
Such a good movie, dude.
The way that they were tackling the subject, though, was just
okay.
Weird to me.
Do you know why they tackled it that way, though? See, if you know why they tackled it that way, you wouldn't feel that way.
I honestly just didn't get it, man. Like I didn't get it.
Well, let me explain it to you then. The way that they approached it, if you're talking about the musical choices and the humor, the campy humor, they did that for a reason. What this movie is about, first and foremost, anybody going into this thinking it's a movie about Mary Kay Paterna or whatever her name was, and the freaking that's not what this movie's about. What this movie is about is how Hollywood co-ops real life crimes and tragedies and turns them into spectacles of camp and stupidity by using camp and offbeat humor to tell a story realistically about Hollywood's approach to this kind of story, and also also tell a really powerful story about childhood lost. I think the key scene in that movie. By the way, Charles Melton. Can we all just agree though that he was really good? He was really good.
I will agree with you on that.
Yes,
he was good.
So Charles Melton, the scene, it's toward the end of the movie, and I won't spoil it, but Charles Melton is standing by a fence watching something happen. He's watching a graduation and he's crying. And at first, you think it's pride because it's someone close to him who's graduating. And then there's something about his face. They linger on his face in a way where you realize he's crying out of pride in his family, but he's also crying in sadness over the childhood that he lost because of Julianne Moore's actions. And I think that is the key to this movie. And I think what makes it interesting is they're not satirizing the victims of this kind of crime. They're satirizing the idiots who try to exploit it. And I think that is really interesting angle, including the last scene of the movie, I think is a key to that, where you watch her recreating the scene for the movie within the movie, and you realize, oh, the movie they're making is as crappy as the TV movie version of this same story they made years ago. And all of that effort, she clearly didn't learn anything about the case. She took her idea of who these people were and ran with it. She didn't really seem to be paying attention. And that's really interesting. I thought that was really intriguing.
Yeah, but again, it just wasn't a movie for me. So
okay, fair enough. Favorite director of 2023 for me.
He meant to say favorite movie is what he meant to say.
Favorite movie of an age.
It still is, and I don't think it will be beaten. Past Lives.
Also a good one. That's my number 3.
Your number 2 is my number 3, which is The Holdovers.
Which I love.
It's a fantastic movie. Don't get me wrong, but just there might be days where I might put it up to number 1. Like
same here. That is definitely one that I keep going.
I think my top 3 are like the closest to number 1, which are Past Lives, Dumb Money, and The Holdovers.
By the way, thanks for gifting me Dumb Money. I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
Bro, like you should have seen the beginning of that stream when Mike was imitating Keith Gill. He was like, "Yo, what up, everybody? Roaring Kitty here. I'm gonna pick a stock and talk about why I think it's interesting, and that stock is GameStop."
Looking at my list, my top 10 could all pretty much be number 1 on anybody else's list.
Maybe even my top 4, because my number 4 is Oppenheimer. Like that one is another close one.
Just for clarification, my number 10 is 10, The Boy and the Heron. 9, I have 2 anime films in my top 10. So 10 is The Boy and the Heron. 9 is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. It's still hanging in there after all this time. 8 is Suzume. 7 is 1001. 6 is Priscilla. 5 is Anatomy of a Fall. 4 is Killers of the Flower Moon. 3 is Past Lives. 2 is The Holdovers. 1 is Of an Age. And quite frankly, even my top, because like Persian Version is my number 11. If I had to do a top 10, it would be tied for 10. Asteroid City.
Yeah, this is how it would. Like,
and then 13 is May December, which you need to rewatch.
I don't see myself watching it again, Grant. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you watched it at least once because you know it's going to be nominated for a shit ton of Oscars. You know this.
I know, but I'm not. But I'm just gonna leave it as it is. To be honest with you, I'll just leave it.
That's okay. We can debate it further on our Oscar stream that we do this year.
Yeah, maybe, but this is how it would go for me because again, like my top 10, actually, fuck it, I'll do my top 20 because they have switched a little bit in certain places. So
if you do your top 20, I'm doing my top 25. Although I'll leave 10 through 1 out because I already said those. So go ahead.
So yeah, fuck it, 25 then. If you're gonna go 25, I'm gonna go 25 too. So fuck it.
I'm doing 2 lists this year. I'm doing top 25 and I'm doing the next best because it was that good of a year. It's like 2021 again.
So yeah, for me, 25 is Saw X.
Okay. Are these from 25 to 1, right? 25
yeah, 25 to 1. Okay. 24 is Bottoms.
Nice.
Grant, I'm sorry. Number 23 is Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget.
Fuck.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Fuck.
But you'll be happy about this. Number 22 is Strays.
Okay.
Number 21 is Cocaine Bear.
Nice. Oh, speaking of, I picked this up.
Yes, sir, ski.
Cocaine Bear.
I will plan to do a watch along for Cocaine Bear at some point. I do want to do that.
We must. We must at some point.
Yeah, and I know you'll be there for sure, buddy.
Oh,
I know
hell
for sure.
yeah. It's also
Number
short.
20. Number 20, I'm kind of surprised that this one actually went lower for me because just, thought processing it.
Mhm.
The Killer.
That's on my top 25. I will tell you when.
Even though I love The Killer, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna be real with you. The more I thought about it, I think it is a tad bit too long. Like
it's low on my list too. It's a little higher than yours, but it's lower on the list. But it's really good.
Yeah,
Really, really good.
I get you. For me, number 19 is The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes,
which I liked.
It still has not left my mind, dude. It is so freaking good.
It was better than I thought it would be for sure.
Number 18 is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Hell yeah!
Why is nobody talking about that film anymore? That breaks my heart.
People are sleeping on that one.
Number 17. Hey Grant, what's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah.
Scream 6. Still
6.
hanging in there. Number 16 is Blue Beetle. It is still hanging in there, dude. It's still hanging in. Number 15. Yeah. John Wick Chapter 4.
It's a runner-up now.
It's still great, though, but Mike is still mad at me, though. Mike is still mad at me that it's not in my top 10.
Mike was mad at me that technically Peter Pan and Wendy is higher on my list.
Which, for you, Grant, that's okay. I'm not going to be too upset with it. I didn't care for it that much, but I'll give you a pass.
I'm in a small boat on that one, I am aware.
But it's all right. It's all right. Number 14 is Asteroid City.
No, which one was it on it? Number 14?
Yep, number 14 is Asteroid City.
Okay.
Number 13 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem.
Which is slightly overrated, but I liked it.
Grant, I'm sorry that this one is so low.
I liked it a lot. It just, I think it's more flawed than people are giving it credit for on a story level. But I liked it. I thought it was a fun movie.
All right. Now, Grant, this one's a little bit lower than yours, but it's still in my top 25 for damn sure. It will not leave that spot. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's at number 12, but it's still great. Don't get me wrong. It's still awesome. Number 11 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Surprisingly got bumped out. Like that's surprising to me.
A lot of your top 25 are on my runners-up, but I agree that they're good movies, except Chicken Run, because fuck that movie. But other than that, that's on the worst.
We're moving on. Yeah. Number 10 is Joyride. I still love that movie to death. It is so freaking good. Like, if you want to talk about the hardest I've laughed my ass off at a movie this year, it's going to be Joyride.
Okay.
Number 9, white meat, dark meat, all will be carved. Also it's Thanksgiving.
You'll come home for the holidays in a body bag. Thanksgiving. It's February.
Thanksgiving. Love Thanksgiving, dude. And hey, Grant, we will now all go around the table and say what we're thankful for. You're on live, so you better choose wisely.
Look out. You're about to go viral. Yo. Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, look at all those likes. Congratulations, Evan. You're a star.
I think you'll make a wonderful. What was the lady's name? The evil stepmother.
Shit, I forgot that. I forgot that one.
I feel like it's like Joe. I'll just say Joanne. You'll make a lovely meal, Joanne.
You'll make a lovely meal, Joanne.
Well, this is before he turns evil, but before whoever was the killer did the killings. What killings they did?
Yeah, but yeah, Thanksgiving is my number 9, dude. That was one of the most fun theater going experiences I've had this entire year. Was Thanksgiving. Like,
dude, that was such a fun movie. Like, so much
we're gonna definitely do a watch along for that one next year for Thanksgiving for sure. Like,
oh hell yeah,
we're gonna do that one. Like, for damn sure. Like, no question about it. Number 8.
Actually, I was gonna propose something for that. We need to do. I know you already did it. I don't care. We need to do a double feature of Thanksgiving and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Because that would just be the funniest.
We're gonna
freaking
do
combo.
like we'll do those separately because they're both an hour and a half. Like, but we'll do those. Number 8, still hanging in there. Super Mario Brothers. It's still hanging in there.
A lot
Number
of fun.
7
Had no plot, but it was a lot of fun.
Number 7.
Yep.
My favorite horror film still this year, When Evil Lurks.
I'm pretty sure it's the highest ranked horror film on my list, unless one movie counts as a horror film, and I don't think it does.
Which one would that be?
I will tell you when I get to it.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, number 7, When Evil Lurks. Number 6, I already gave it away, is The Persian Version.
Great movie. Really underrated.
Number 5. If I want to talk about magical experiences that just left me in tears, that's this movie. It's Wonka.
I like
Wonka is in my top 5.
It's not on my list, either of my lists, but I liked Wonka. I had problems with it, but I liked it.
And then number 4, Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan is a fucking genius.
Yep.
Number 3, A Grant.
Yep.
You just earned yourself detention, sir. Now get back here.
Being here with you is one big fucking detention.
Son of a bitch, that's another detention. It's The Holdovers. I would honestly say so far out of his filmography,
hold up.
I think it's Alexander Payne's best.
You know what I always say?
What?
Is for most people, son, life is like a chicken coop ladder. What is it? Chicken coop ladder. It's shitty and it's short. Yeah, great movie. Love that movie.
Yeah.
AJ, I hope you've seen it by now.
So yeah, if I'm gonna be real with you though, I think that's actually my favorite film directed by Alexander Payne, is The Holdovers.
It's up there for me. I think that the only one that could relatively compete with it for me, and it's merely because of sentimental value, just because it made me bawl my eyes out even more, was The Descendants. But I really love this. I would honestly say Holdovers objectively probably is his best film. I agree.
Yeah, that's the one that just will, no matter what, will put you in a good mood.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really, really, really good. Seriously, were you trying to look down my shirt?
No. Yes. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, number 2, Where My Pussy At? Run for Lightning with the Dick Out. It's Dumb Money. I don't know for sure. I think, yeah, it is. It's my favorite film directed by Craig Gillespie.
I love that movie. It's a runner-up. Don't get me wrong. But number 2,
I think that's Craig Gillespie's best one for sure.
Probably. Oh, I haven't seen I, Tonya, infamously.
Well, you still got to see I, Tonya, but out of the ones I've seen from Gillespie, that's my favorite.
I still have a pretty big soft spot for Cruella. I know it's not.
Cruella is awesome, dude. I don't care what anyone says. Movie. It's awesome.
It is bar none.
That was my number. I think that was my number 20 of 2021 was Cruella.
I feel like it was a runner-up, but the more I think about it, the higher it gets for me. My only major beef with it was the ending was a little bit confusing. But other than that, also Lars and the Real Girl is a really wonderful.
That one I have not seen yet.
Really good. Yeah.
But also, if I want to talk about Craig Gillespie for a second, Mr. Woodcock was not that bad.
Mr. Woodcock, at the very least, Mr. Woodcock is the lesser of the two Craig Gillespie movies that came out in 2007, but it has its moments. You must like getting
spanked. It's got some funny moments. I guess you like getting spanked, Farley. I guess it runs in the family.
There's some.
I love that, dude. I love the best part of that movie is for sure Billy Bob Thornton as Mr. Woodcock.
Every movie
he is hilarious.
The best part is Billy Bob. Have you seen Bad News Bears? That's one we quote in our house.
Oh my god, it's tight, guys.
Y'all were swinging like Helen Keller at a pinata party.
I guess a tie is like kissing your overly hot stepsister.
Bad Santa will also always be one of my favorite Christmas movies ever.
I love that. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's just a kid.
Good night, Santa. Good night, Mrs. Santa's sister. The ending of Bad Santa is one of, for all chubby bullied kids ever, that is the most cathartic, most fucking awesome ending to a movie fucking ever.
It's so
the
fun.
Middle finger as he rides off when he kicks the dude in the nads who keeps trying to take his bike. Like, fuck it. Thurman Merman is the man, yo.
Yes. And then my number one, getting married is for idealistic people like you. It's past lives.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
That's a quote from the movie. Like,
It is. It's yeah.
I think Celine's song is a talent to be watched out for as a filmmaker. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
because this debut was something else. Like,
Oh, I completely agree.
for sure. So yeah, past lives.
All right,
You get my
ready?
instant stamp of approval.
Before I begin mine, I need to clarify something. I have still yet to see Poor Things, The Iron Claw, although I'm seeing both of them this weekend. The Color Purple, Ferrari, American Fiction, The Zone of Interest, All of Us Strangers, or Origin. Those are all movies I want to see before I can feel good about putting my list out.
And there's
Yeah.
like, let's see, like, also for me, Flora and Son is might crack the list. Who knows?
It's really
and
good.
Trying to see. Let me go to the bottom of my list here really quick, because that's where, because under extra shit Bereamer, that's where I keep ones I haven't seen that I plan on watching. Still a Michael J. Fox movie I have a good feeling will probably make the list.
You also should watch The Country Club just to support a really awesome filmmaker.
I did watch The Country Club. I did watch it.
You did? What'd you think?
It was pretty good. Like, I didn't love it, but I did.
Yeah.
But I did like it.
It's a good hangout movie, and I'll tell
But
you this.
oh
It's
wait,
made-
that's right. This Friday,
Yeah.
there's one film that I'm going to be watching this Friday that I know for sure will crack my list.
Mm-hmm.
That being none other than Saltburn.
Okay.
Saltburn will
We'll
for
get
sure
to
crack my
Saltburn.
list.
So
And also, I think also tomorrow I will be watching Silent Night.
Cool. That was a good one. So like this week, for those who don't. Oh, and also Maestro's one I haven't seen. I'm still watching that on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, that's right, Maestro. That's right. Yeah, I gotta watch that one too.
so coming up on the horizon, I have Ferrari tomorrow. Actually, I'm seeing Ferrari. Thursday, it's an early screening. Thursday, I'm seeing Aquaman and the Lost studio leftovers, and then The Iron Claw, which I freaking can't wait for. Friday, I'm seeing Anyone But You, which Brando critic did not like. He said it was one of the worst movies he's ever seen, which is...
He said this. He gave the same score as that one to Barbie and Cocaine Bear.
Okay, then fuck that.
And also a movie that I really liked, but for some reason this one's getting clearly trashed on, and I don't get it. The Marvels. Like,
yeah, I liked the Marvels.
I don't get the hate for the Marvels. I don't care.
Didn't love it, but I liked it. So you know why it is? Because you girls. That's why. Because chuds can't handle it.
Well, Tracy didn't really like it either, but I mean, but for her, I can't blame it. Like, I can't blame Tracy for it.
But at least Tracy came from an objective point of view and didn't
exactly. So that's why I can't blame her for it.
Right. And then so yeah, like Friday, Anyone But You and Migration, or as I call it, okay, I'll see the stupid duck movie, Universal, stop it. Saturday, I have to go out of my way, and the only show they have are late showings. But I'm seeing Poor Things, which I cannot fucking wait for because I love Yorgos Lanthimos.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
They were they had a couple of theaters that I walked past in New York while I was on vacation. I was considering on going to go see that on Saturday, like while I was there, but
what? You could have seen it.
I was too sick, so I didn't feel like
okay.
it.
Fair enough. Sunday, I'm watching Maestro and Rebel Moon Part 1, which I've heard is really
God, I
good.
hope Rebel Moon is good. I hope it's good.
The trailers looked promising, but Zach, can I be just real? I'm not a big Zack Snyder fan. Not really. I like the Snyder movies that everybody hates. Like, I love Sucker Punch. And I know that that's like a very, very, very small cult that has that likes that movie. I'm in it. Especially the director's cut. But yeah, it's... And then Tuesday, I'm seeing The Color Purple.
I'm not sure when I'm going to see The Color Purple, but I'll figure out a day where I'll see it.
And then, yeah, the last review of the year outside of the ketchup reviews, it's looking like, is the documentary Time Bomb Y2K, which is coming out on December 30th. And then I'm going to I'm almost certain we are getting the AMC Screen Unscenes at my local, and I'm pretty sure the first one of the year is Origin. Because I look either Origin or Argyle. It's one of the or the other. So
Yeah, we'll have to see on that one there.
So anyway, but that being said, top 25.
Go right ahead.
First and foremost, the one that was by a nad hair, as I say, was this close. It was like this close to it. Was Leave the World Behind. Was like this close to the.
Leave the World Behind is not quite in my top 25. I think that's a runner-up.
I know it's a movie that
it's great. Like I love that film. It's really good.
Especially the ending is fabulous. I love the last
end. The ending, I think, really made. I think can I be real with you, Grant? I think the ending really helped that movie for me.
Oh, dude, it tied
because I was sitting at a pretty high 4-star rating for most of the movie, but then when that ending happened, that's when I was like, "Yep, you won me over."
Especially the needle drop and how specific the needle drop was, and how specific the length of the needle drop was perfect.
That was just perfect.
So my number 25 is a tie. These two movies have nothing in common other than they're both my 25 because I say so, because it's my list and fuck you. So my number 25, the tie is between Bottoms, because I also thought it would be cute to be like, oh, it's at the bottom of my top 25, so Bottoms, which is the funniest movie of the year.
Seriously,
it is.
I think it's so supportive of women, especially the hot ones.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. And then
oh my god, dude, like some of the stuff that they say in that movie it's crazy that Orion Studios put that movie out. Like it's crazy to think about that.
It's amazing that it was like any kind of major studio made that movie.
Hey, Isabel, get out of the car.
You can't tell me what to do. No, you can't.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I kind of embraced her left hit.
Emma Seligman is a fucking genius.
Oh wait, hold on a second, Grant. This is another funny quote from Jeff in the movie.
Yeah.
Is don't talk to me, you little bitch. Okay, I do not talk to girls in overalls.
Shut up, nerd! I fucked your mom. All right.
No, I was thinking on the quote after that when Josie said, "Okay, I might be ugly, but these aren't overalls."
Yeah. So tied with that, Bottoms is 25. Bottoms / When Evil Lurks, the best horror film of the year.
It's phenomenal.
That movie, I'll tell you something. That movie, we were in a relatively packed theater, and you could tell that everybody really liked it. I saw it in the theater because it played only at like 10 o'clock shows in not my local, but my next local for like a week. It was like the 1 week run before it was on Shudder. And I was seeing it in the theater, and it was kind of packed. It was like a Saturday night. And we all knew we loved it, but the thing is that it was silent, but it was that respectful, awkward silence of like, we just saw something fucked up, and we don't know what to say. So everybody just kind of got up when the credits finished rolling and just like, and we kind of looked at each other and like, yep, emotionally scarred, yep. Okay, cool. And
so good.
That is a genuinely scary movie. That
movie is terrifying.
It creeped me the fuck out, and it was genuinely fucked up. Also, if you love babies and animals, and you say, "Oh, they'll never hurt babies and animals," Argentina doesn't give a fuck. Holy shit!
Oh god!
Holy
like they really
fucking shit!
Like that was the reason why. I think that When Evil Lurks for me is another film that might be on the echelon of one of the scariest films I've ever seen because they really go there. Like,
oh fuck yeah! And it's
so
gross.
Good.
It's gross and it's weird and it's creepy and it's kind of darkly funny. I can't lie. There's some images that I think are intended that way.
Yeah.
But it's so fucked up and so wonderful. My number 24 is Flora and Son, which you still need to watch. Which I love.
I'm gonna watch it. I think I might watch it tomorrow.
Have you ever seen the movie Once?
Once. I think I've heard of it, but
have you seen Sing Street?
Dude, Sing Street's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, it's directed by the same guy who did that. So it has
I knew that. Like I knew it was from the same director as Sing Street. I just have not had the time to like even since I started the Apple subscription. I wanted to watch Tetris first, and see what I thought of that one because that was the one out of pretty much all of them, the one I wanted to see.
And it was a good movie.
But I think the only thing that was kind of holding it back was Taron Egerton's American accent. That was jarring to me.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Even like, don't get me wrong though, he's fantastic in the film, but just his accent I thought was really off-putting because that's not how I'm used to hearing him.
That movie had the strength of it had a good fact-based story, and it knew it, and it just played it out. It didn't try to, which I think is a strength.
It wasn't pandering to people, so
not at all. Number 23 is one of those movies that could. You know how last year India dominated the box office with Triple R, and it became such a hit that people reassessed Indian cinema in this country?
Yep.
This is Japan's year, and this is the first of two on my list that prove that. Also, my buddy Alec, who always is like, damn, Grant, all you have are these artsy-fartsy movies on your list. When are you going to get get a kaiju movie on your list? Well, Alec, number 23, Godzilla -1. Fuck yeah, baby.
Which I still have yet to see.
It's so fucking good.
Everybody's been telling me that. Everybody's been telling me to see Godzilla -1, but I don't have a theater near me that's playing it.
Really? Because here's the thing about the movie. What makes it brilliant is that if it was just a Godzilla movie and a good one, that would be enough. There's character to this movie. There's a story. There's emotional resonance. There's an actual plot that organically works in with the Godzilla stuff, so that the best thing I can say about it is my mother, who hates monster movies, she doesn't like Godzilla movies. She respects it as an art form, but it's not her cup of tea. But she loves, patriotic, kind of war movies. I told her that the best thing I could say about Godzilla -1 is that if you took Godzilla out of it, it would still be a great movie. And I think that's the key. It'd still be a well-acted movie and a well-written movie, but Godzilla makes it. And I'm telling you, you can ask Ryan, when the second time, it was the same as the first. When Godzilla's atomic breath first comes in, and you see what it does, and it finally ends, and it's like a big moment. I literally went like oh yes. It was like that scene in It's Like I'll Have What He's Having. It was that kind of moment, like it was like sex.
Yeah.
So that was great. Speaking of science fiction and non-artsy-fartsy movies, 22 is The Creator.
Oh my god, dude, The Creator.
I fucking love this movie. I don't care what critics
The Creator,
say,
why did that film bomb at the box office? That's my question.
Because people want junk food and not art in their blockbusters. Or in their other cinema either, quite frankly.
Yeah, this is basically what Grant likes to call the middle finger of kindness. For that.
But not to the movie, to the audiences who
not to the movie, but I'm saying to the audience members.
No,
that didn't go out and support this film, because that movie was so good that I made friends at the screening I went to, and
it's also
one of the friends that I met at that movie said it was like the best movie he's ever seen, and I was like, well, good. Like, I'm glad to hear that from people.
It's a dope movie. Now, you only gave it a 4 though.
It's still really good.
Yeah.
But again, I have issues with it. So
it's a movie though. Here's the thing: is that I felt like watching it. It's rare that you see a movie where you just have this feeling of like, this is Blade Runner. Like, this is going to be one of those movies that people are going to find 20 years from now, and it's going to be considered this lost sci-fi classic. It's going to, or Dark City or something of that nature, where it's like, it's so original and it's so moving. I mean, the story is fantastic. The special effects, I cannot believe that movie only cost like something like $80 million or less dollars.
It was $80 million, and that's crazy.
It looks like a $300 million movie. And
Flash.
Right, exactly. It looks better too.
I still love The Flash, but I still cannot get over that CGI. Like, I can't get over it.
I also put it with Godzilla because Godzilla also had like a $13 million budget, and it looked more expensive. And I think that shows that when you have a good movie, you can cheapen it out, and the audience will come. Because I think that when it's good, or at least the reviews will be positive in the case of The Creator, because I think the idea is that special effects need to serve a narrative. Special effects alone are only a tool in a larger toolbox. And I think a lot of people forget that. You need to have emotional resonance and character. So that's my number 22. Now my number 21 is a bit of a cheat because some would argue it's not a movie, but I don't care. I don't fucking care. I saw it in a movie theater. It's a movie. It was filmed. It's a movie. Waitress the musical.
Yep, I knew it.
It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me swoon. And what more could you want from a movie? The songs are good.
Bro, I remember when I saw your tweet, you were like, "I'm not crying. You're crying."
Yeah, I said no. I actually said, "Fuck you." I'm not crying. You're crying. Fuck you. Because dude, there's a moment. There's a moment in the movies. First off, Sarah Bareilles is a goddamn genius. Secondly, there's a moment in the movie where it's one of the songs on the Cast album that always made me cry, which was "You Matter to Me," which is this ballad that that is being sung to her, this character who has been through hell and back in her marriage. And there's a moment where the song kind of dies down for a minute, and Sarah Bareilles looks directly into the camera, or directly to the stage, if you will, and says she's pregnant. She's writing a letter to her soon-to-be born child, and they have her break the fourth wall and say, you know, "Dear baby, I hope that one day you find a person who will hold you. Not with ulterior motives, not trying to pull you in to kiss you, but just hold you and tell you that you matter to them." And at that moment, I started crying, and I didn't stop for the last half hour. It just kept coming. There was just something about it. It just kept hitting me right here, and you can't deny that when a movie does it. So that's my number 21. Number 20, you were talking about things that could count as horror films. I think this does count as, especially in the second half, and that's Dream Scenario. So this movie, the best Nicolas Cage performance maybe ever, of all times, and by far the most awkward and hilarious sex scene in movie history. So the guy who did this, I said, "Oh my God, did Ari Aster make this?" And then sure enough, he didn't. He is a producer. And you can tell,
bro. Like when I looked at the poster and also like some bits from the trailer, I was like, "Bro, this looks like something that Ari Aster made." Like,
it's not just something that Ari Aster made. If you told me this movie was co-written by Charlie Kaufman, I would believe you, because it's very adaptation.
It feels like a collaboration with Charlie Kaufman and Ari Aster. That's what it feels like.
It has the weird mind game shit of Kaufman and the weird fucked upness of Aster. And then also, God bless A24 for making 2 movies this year that celebrate how fucking awesome the Talking Heads are. Like, stop making sense getting 4K remastering and then fucking this. So, also, if I were to give re-releases in the top 25, Stop Making Sense would be on there. I loved it. Nicolas Cage is hilarious. And the ending is kind of beautiful in a weird sort of otherworldly way. Number 19, speaking of concert movies, Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Because again, fuck you. It's a movie. It counts. My aunt, who is a Taylor hater, when I told her this was going to be on my top 25, she said, "Grant, now you know damn well that you can't look at this objectively." And I said, "That is true. But it's also a great movie." And I say this as someone, I think that people who hate Taylor Swift could go see this movie and like her by the time it's over. It's that good of a movie. It is. Not only is this one of the best films of the year, it's a movie to me that justifies cinema as a communal space. I say this because I don't mean this hyperbolically. Taylor Swift saved cinema this year. And I think the reason she did, Barbie began mending the wounds she gave the cure. Because essentially what this movie to me was this. I saw people making friends with one another in the aisles of this movie. Dancing, singing, little girls doing pirouettes in the front row. The parents of all these little kids sharing friendship bracelets, talking amongst themselves. Everybody having such a good time. And screaming and singing and everything. And I just sat there and I was like, this is cinema. This is what it does. This is what this experience should be. This is the magic of the movies. Thank you, Taylor Swift. You goddamn genius. Number 18, It Was Not a Cruel Summer, spending 3 hours with you. I had the time of my life fighting dragons with you and spending 3 hours watching your movie. I'm trying to shoehorn in Taylor Swift references. Point is the movie's fantastic. Number 18, you already mentioned it, The Killer. This is not top tier Fincher, but it's still fucking great. But I was one of the idiots who put Mank on his best of list, so what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, Mank was on my best of list that year too.
I
so
love
there you
Mank.
go.
There, I said that movie is really good. I'm tired of it being treated like the redheaded stepchild in his filmography.
Thank you.
It's a really fucking great movie. And especially if you're someone like me who loves Citizen Kane, it's even better because the little geeky details of it are amazing. I love this movie. Michael Fassbender has had 2 great movies. Yes, I said 2. Next Goal Wins was good, goddammit. It's a runner-up, but it's on the list. It's a runner-up. That movie is really delightful. He's back, and I'm so happy he's back because I love Michael Fassbender, and he should be in movies all the time. He's a great actor. Also, the fucking scene with the dog. It's one of the best scenes of any movie.
Oh my god, the scene with the dog.
That fucking scene where the dog just... It's one of the biggest laughs I've had in a movie, and it wasn't a comedy. It's the freaking... When he's running out like he's actually scared, like it goes sideways, and then he just slams the door, and then you see the glass doggy door, and the dog just... BAM! Through it, and starts chasing him. It's amazing. It's
Yes.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I love it.
Like the dog is like, I will bite your nads off. It is going to happen. Fantastic. Number 17. Hey Luke.
What's
Now
up?
imagine I'm naked, and you'll understand this when you see it. Imagine I'm naked, and I look a lot like Barry Keoghan. It's murder on the dance floor. Don't you kill the groove, DJ. Saltburn.
Saltburn.
This movie,
Bro, I cannot wait to see Saltburn.
is a fucking trip and a half, and I fucking loved it. It's the kind of movie. It proves that Promising Young Woman wasn't a hoax. Emerald Fennell is a filmmaker. She's one that I'm excited to see. She goes there, and she's not afraid to take us to the darkest depths of human behavior and find humor in it. And the thing that I really love about this is also, it's the year of Carey Mulligan, because apparently she's also terrific in Maestro. Again, I haven't seen it yet. Who is amazing in this basically an extended cameo as poor dear Pamela, who is the house guest that refuses to leave, even though everyone is not so subtly trying to tell her she's overstayed her welcome. Rosamund Pike, it's her best performance since Gone Girl. She's amazing. Barry fucking Keoghan. Holy shit. This dude is terrifying and just great. And Saltburn.
Oh yeah, and this is also a pretty good year for Archie Madekwe. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Like, because he was in Beau is Afraid, Gran Turismo, and now Saltburn. Like,
wait a second. He was in Beau is Afraid? Who is he in Beau is Afraid?
I looked on Letterboxd. It said he is in Beau is Afraid.
What?
Like,
hold up.
Maybe a rewatch will probably help us catch him in that one.
I'm fact checking this bullshit. I never.
No, I'm not lying, dude. I'm not lying to you.
He was in Midsommar, and he was in Voyagers. What the fuck? He's credited as Laughing Man. Oh, so he was
in Voyagers.
He was in Heart of Stone too.
Okay, well, he's
okay.
We're not talking about that one. We're talking about the good stuff, like Beau is Afraid, Gran Turismo, and Saltburn.
So this is like if this movie is like if the Neon Demon got violated, or the Neon Demon had a demonic love child with Townsend Mr. Ripley. I fucking love this movie. It's fantastic. It's weird. And it's gross. Oh boy, is it gross! It is a hard R, but damn.
I gotta prepare myself for it, so I think I'm gonna have to rewatch Promising Young Woman before I watch Saltburn. So.
Very, very, very good. Number 16, Oppenheimer. Now, I know it's low. Here's the thing. It's still a great movie. But yeah, I don't think anything needs to be said. Christopher fucking Nolan. That's all that needs to be said. Number, did you say rest in peace?
No, I said it's a masterpiece.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what? Is there
No.
Thank Jesus, you scared me for a second. Number 15. Hey Luke, something
What?
I need to tell you. I finally feel confident enough to say it or sing it. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else, I'd be a 10.
Be a 10.
Despite what my dad thinks, my dad finally watched it and he hated it. Barbie's fucking awesome, and it's my number 15. Who would have thought this movie would be great? Also, Barbenheimer. That's why they're together.
Yep.
I had to. Barbie is the first movie I've seen first run in theaters more than twice. I saw it 4 times. Once in like each format it was showing in, and I liked it a little more every time I saw it. It's wonderful. When you walk out of a Barbie movie fully expecting it to be a shameless cash grab, and the only negative you can say is that they didn't play Agua's Barbie Girl during the end credits, you know you have a good movie. Greta Gerwig, I love you. You have made a movie that has made me cry all 4 times I've seen it, sometimes for different reasons. You're a genius. I can't wait for Chronicles of Narnia. Because it's in good hands. So, yeah. Barbie's 15. 14. The best American animated film of the year, Nimona. I saw this movie with my aunt. This is one of the 3 movies. Well, we saw more movies than that, but the 3 that we saw where she said, "I would have never even heard of these if you weren't a critic." Thank God, because I loved all 3 of these movies. Nimona was one of them. She cried. So did I. In her living room, like infants. I felt like I was 5 years old again, hugging my aunt as we cried over basically cartoon PG-rated gay hit girl. That's basically who this character was. It was Chloe Moretz was playing Hit Girl again, all the way down to the Banana Splits needle drop. I love this movie. Fuck you, Disney, for abandoning it, you fucking assholes. But thank you, Netflix. You're a flawed company, but at least you knew something good when you saw it. You kind of buried it, unfortunately, in the algorithm. That's why it's not getting nominated for shit. But you released it. That's something. I love Nimona. It's great. I have the graphic novel sitting in my Kindle library. I need to read it because I hadn't even heard of it until I saw the movie. Number 13, May December. Ponto, you're wrong. Number 12, Asteroid City. It's one of the 2 Wes Anderson films that made my list this year. The other being the collective Roald Dahl collection. That's what I'm going to call it. It's Henry Sugar, The Swan, The Ratcatcher, and Poison. Wes Anderson's a fucking genius. Everything he makes. Including Life Aquatic. Again, you're wrong, Ponto. He's just, he tickles my fancy. What can I say? Number 11, Luke already mentioned it, the Persian version. This movie is being slept on. You need to go see it. It's a little gem that came and went from theaters. It's now, I believe, only on DVD and streaming.
I don't know why it's not like what.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Even though Shortcomings was great, why was that the only one to get a Blu-ray, but the Persian version's not getting a Blu-ray? That's just kind of bullshit to me.
Yeah, Sony Classics, what's up? But here's the thing. I love Shortcomings. Shortcomings is a runner-up. It's actually a high runner-up. Like, it's close to the top 25. And as mentioned before, my number 10, Boyd and the Heron. Number 9 was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. 8 is Suzume. 7 is 1001. 6 is Priscilla. 5 is Anatomy of a Fall. 4 is Killers of the Flower Moon. 3 is Past Lives, 2 is The Holdovers, 1 is Of an Age, which has been my number 1 since February, and it's looking like it's going to stay my number 1. And in case you're wondering, my worst movie is still Nefarious. It will be Nefarious because nothing will be worse than Nefarious.
And my worst is definitely Exorcist Believer or Exorcist.
Is that my number 2 or my number? No, it's my number 3.
That's your 3.
It's my number 3 because as awful as Exorcist Believer was, it wasn't praising a rapist, and it wasn't neo-Nazi propaganda. So I kind of have to give it the number 3.
But I was gonna say, like there have been some, like, not only has there been really, really good movies this year,
yes,
there's been some shit.
There really has.
Like, I can give you like a top 20 worst because, or do you want to do top 25?
Yeah, here's the thing. I've given 29 movies a 0 this year.
So what do you want to do? Just make it 30? Because I got
You know what, Luke? fuck it. We'll have the bottom be the best bad movie. Let me just blow through these because I sadly have to go. First off, I guess I'll just dishonorable mentions from the worst, the less bad to the top. Candy Cane Lane, Genie, Pain Hustlers, Golda, Mafia Mama, 65, The Family Plan, Marlowe, Fool's Paradise, Vacation Friends 2, The Nun 2, or The Nunjuring, or I Want None More of This, The Retirement Plan, Malibu Horror Story, Teddy's Christmas, and The Devil Conspiracy. Those are all so bad they're good, 34 through 31. 30 is the best bad movie of the year, and that would be Knights of the Zodiac. Unfortunately, we were going to watch it a second time.
That didn't work out. We'll do it another day, though. I promise.
29, Shelter in Solitude. I feel bad picking on it because it is an entirely self-financed movie. Luckily, Saban Fallon Hogan, character actress, redeemed herself with another movie where she played a worker at a prison, and that would be Eileen, which was a lot better.
Still yet to see it, but I will watch it though. I promise. It looks really good.
It's a slow burn. You gotta be patient with it. 28, On a Wing and a Prayer. Just its heart is in the right place. Its brain is on another planet. 27, Sorry Jared. Sword Art Online. The movie progresses. Says here, Sheherzo of Deep Night. Fuck whoever make these long titles. I want to smack you. Number 26, Run Rabbit Run. It was the worst film in Sundance history. I saw it at Sundance, and I didn't revisit it when it was on Netflix because I didn't need to, because I didn't want to put myself through that. I did double check, however, to see if the ending was the same, and it was, and it still sucks. It's terrible. Number 25, part of the Zachary Levi bad movie lineup, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I hated this movie. It's a giant Skittles commercial that's missing the heart of the original. 24, don't at me. Elemental. It was bad. Sorry, not sorry. 23, Luke, come on, brother. Chicken Run Down at the Nugget. It was fucking bad. It was bad. 22, Praise This, aka Pitch Perfect, but gospel, literally the same plot, beat for beat. Terrible. Hey, what's your name? Chloe Bailey. Your sister was in The Little Mermaid and The Color Purple this year. Maybe you should take notes. Get better material. 21 is His Only Son. Again, all due respect to Angel Studios. I still don't like the movie, but I like David Helling. 20 is a movie that I've already forgotten I saw. In fact, I kind of was like, I actually had to take a double take, and that was Pet Sematary Bloodlines. Just stupid.
It's bad.
It's bad, and it's pointless. 19 is Heart of Stone. As I call it, AI-generated shitty version of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 with Gal Gadot and Jamie Dornan and Ali Abad and apparently Archie Madekwe. All of them should know better. They're better than this. 18, Love Again, Shit Again. The best part was Celine Dion. The songs and the person. 17 was Kandahar. I'm sorry. Fucking racist.
I liked it. I'm sorry. I liked it. 16,
the baker, the butcher, the baker, the candle shit maker.
The bullshit maker.
Come on, Ron Perlman, what the fuck are you doing? Stop making Canadian tax shelter action thrillers. 15, maybe the most boring movie ever, and the biggest waste of the best cast of the year, and that's Finest Kind. Despite what the TikTok trolls would have you believe, people do respect.
Yeah, I saw you sent me one of those comments, and I was just like, "Fuck the trolls, dude."
Whose picture was Donald Trump?
I might wonder why.
I have nearly 1,000 views on my TikTok of that video alone, and there's about 9 likes. And I have over 100 subscribers or followers. You have about 45, so I mean, I think a lot of people care what I have to say. 370 subscribers on here, just saying. Finest Kind was shit, and it felt if you told me Taylor Sheridan produced this movie, that is true. If it wasn't him, if he wasn't involved at all, though, I would say that Taylor Sheridan could sue and get away with it because this is nothing more than
it's just a knockoff of what he's done. So.
Water. That's all it is, without the plot. Terrible. 14. 14. Let me clarify. This is the most boring movie ever. Pawnee and Selvin Part 2, because technically, it is the second half of the most boring movie ever. So I wasted 6 hours of my life watching boredom, and that was a bad day in general because I got to miss doing a watch along on one of my favorite movies of the decade with you guys for that, which was Belle, which I loved. Terrible.
Yeah, I was wishing you
6
could be there too, dude.
6 hours of people standing in rooms spouting off terrible exposition, leading to a 15-minute dirty-looking battle where the camera barely focuses on any of the actors and it looks terrible. With all the good Indian cinema we've gotten lately between Jawan, which was fucking badass, and Bula, which I'm sorry, critics hated it, I fucking loved it, and Triple R, why waste your time with this? It's so lame. It really is. Pretty much the worst. Right up there. What a waste of time. Number 13 is a movie that the guy who made it was very nice and gave me a like on Instagram. And he still is speaking to me. I want him to know that his movie was well-intentioned, but it was terrible, and that was The Great Turkeytown Miracle. The only way this movie could have been better is if it ended with a guy in a pilgrim mask butchering everybody. That would have been the perfect. It was a prequel to Thanksgiving all along. I sent these gentlemen in our group chat, the Ponto Posse, I sent them screen grabs from the theater, because I was the only one in the theater, of course, taking pictures of certain shots that were so bad. I took pictures of it in the movie theater. I saw this in a theater with nobody else. It was just me. I took pictures of it, and I sent it to them, and I said, you see the shit? You see the shit that I just see all the time? Fuck! I sent it to you.
He was so mad. Like, guys, believe us. Like when he was sending those to the group chat, he was so angry. Like,
I was pissed. I was pissed in the first 2 minutes. I was like, okay, I'll give somebody a chance. It looks bad. And then the opening logo, well, actually, it wasn't even a logo. It was like so-and-so Productions. I was just going to call it Faith Donut Productions, something of that variety. It started, and I was just like, Jesus bread films. I don't fucking know. And I was just like, oh my God, this is terrible. The other thing is that you could tell it was intended to be direct to video or even direct to TV, because the whole thing, it's really, really stretched out. Like I'm not even kidding you. The film itself is stretched out to fit the theater screen to the point where it's stretched so much, the image, that it actually looks like it's out of focus for like more than half the movie, because it's terrible. Number 13 is A Great Turkeytown Miracle. Number 12. Meg to the Trench, or as we like to call it, Dirt to the Dirt. One of the worst movies, big budget movies ever, until another one that's coming up on the list. Just why?
Just don't give it away yet.
Come on, Jason Statham, dear Jesus. Number 11 is a movie that its greatest benefits is that it's mostly well acted and well shot. Has one particularly great performance in it, and it's also morally despicable. And that would be The Blind. First and foremost, sorry, Duck Dynasty fans, the Robertsons are not even real rednecks. There, I said it. They look like the fucking Romneys. First off. Second off, this is a movie that says, if your husband is a bitter, mean drunk who verbally abuses you and your children, and then at one key moment shoves you into a fucking refrigerator door in anger, you should just pray that Jesus will fix everything for you. It's like War Room all over again. And then they will never take responsibility for themselves. It'll all be Jesus' doing. And when someone asks them about it, all they'll say is, Jesus made me. Not that they took responsibility, mind you. And they'll become the richest rednecks in the South, making a fucking duck whistle. Well, fuck you, movie. It was well made and well paced, and actually not unwatchable, but I think that made it worse. So that's my number 11. Number 10, it's only at number 10. Think about how worse the other 9 movies must be. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's still shit. It's still absolutely terrible, and it's going to get worse in just a couple months because I'm going to have to see the second one. Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's bad. What else do we need to say? It's not even a movie, barely. I mean, it's like it was shot out in a weekend. Yeah. Number 9. Speaking of terrible big budget movies starring Jason Statham that are also sequels, Expendables. That was terrible.
That's on my list as well, but it's a little bit lower.
God damn it.
Because it is really bad.
That was another movie, and I was in a pretty packed theater full of people who were really digging it. Like dudes who were cheering, who looked like they were Vietnam vets. Fucking cheering. And I sent you, again, you see this shit? I'm seeing this in Dolby, motherfuckers! You see this?
I saw this one with I saw this in a theater with 15 other people, dude.
Oh my, I saw it in the theater.
And I was in freaking misery the entire time. Like,
it is the longest hour 45 minutes ever. And
like seriously, the jokes that are supposed jokes just come off like groans. Like example, like, oh, it's way bigger than that. Fuck you. Like
that's barely better than bigger. You know what they say? Bigger the gun, smaller the pistol. Yeah, because it's dick. Isn't it funny? Penises. You know what it reminds me of? One of my favorite lines from one of my favorite movies, which is Up in the Air. Jason Reitman's terrific Up in the Air, and it's a line.
That's a great movie right there.
Yeah, it's a line where George Clooney, after going on this whole spiel, this sort of macho spiel, and Anna Kendrick, who is the woman he's training, says, "Man," he goes, "What?" He goes, "You boys, I gotta tell you, you just never grow up, do you? You just gotta pee on everything." Exactly. It's exactly.
Like that was actually well done. Like.
Yeah, because that was a good movie. Can we talk about misogyny for a second? Megan Fox's character only exists to be a shrill, obnoxious twat, which is too bad, because when she wants to be, Megan Fox can be good. When she wants
to be a good actress, but
Jennifer's
she's
body.
only used in this movie to be eye candy. Like
to be eye candy and to shriek at Jason Statham and be degraded in a sex fight scene. It's terrible. Also, it's rated R, and the way they do it is that
it's really crappy CGI blood and a lot of fun.
CGI blood and unnecessary cruelty for no reason. It's like one of those things where it's like it's ugly. It's kind of, and also again racism. It's kind of racist the way that they stereotype these characters. It's
like that's bad. Like this is the film I will agree with you is pretty racist. Yeah. I will agree with you.
Kandahar, but that's a whole other thing.
That I don't really agree on, but with Expendables, I agree with you. Like
number 8, Camp Hideout.
Fuck that movie. Why was it made?
Fuck this movie. It's family camp crossed with Camp Nowhere, but I was gonna say
with once again Christian tones that just don't make any sense.
I was gonna say, but worse. But here's the thing. I actually like Camp Nowhere.
I love Camp Nowhere. Like
family camp can go fuck itself, but I like Camp Nowhere. Especially Christopher Lloyd, who's in this movie. Come on, Christopher Lloyd, you're better than this, bro. You're a good actor.
Like, and arguably, even though it's still terrible, he's arguably the best part of the movie. Like,
he can't save it though, Luke.
I know he couldn't save it, but he was still like. Let me give you this. I give the film 3%. So, like, that should tell you that Christopher Lloyd at least was the only person in the entire film that I think was keeping it above a 0% for me. Like,
my number 7 is a perfect example of an animated film that is gets positive reviews, mainly by people saying, "Oh, I didn't like it, but it's for kids." The nugget. What? But my number 7.
I didn't say that because it was just for the kids, though. For Chicken Run, though.
I know, Luke. I know.
I liked it as a movie, Grant.
I know. But
so stop giving me crap on it, man. I'm tired of it.
Number 7 is worse. I will give you this. It is actually the worst animated movie on my list, and that would be The Canterville Ghost, or as I like to call it, The Canterville Ghost. Which, thank you, Alec, for that. Because that is exactly what it is. Especially the lead character. She definitely is one. I will say this. There were 2 movies produced by Blue Fox Entertainment that were UK import indie animated films featuring the vocal talents of Stephen Fry.
And the other one was actually really good, which is The Inventor.
That was The Inventor.
The Inventor was great. Like
The Inventor's a runner-up on my best of list. Okay, so you know how The Inventor is an English animated film that is funny and clever and has good moral value and a good story without pandering to the lowest common denominator.
And a movie that could be shown to science classes in school,
and be entertaining at the same time, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
It'll actually teach your kids something, and it'll also respect their intelligence and their ability to sit down and shut up for 90 minutes. Then you have the complete inverse of that, which is The Canterville Ghost. Now, I will give credit where credit is due. Stephen Fry is good in The Canterville Ghost. Because he's Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry
He
is
was
good.
better. He's better in The Inventor, though.
He was.
Because he
But,
freaking plays Leonardo da Vinci.
but if there's anybody in this horrible movie that comes out with a little bit of dignity intact, it's Stephen Fry, because he's the only one who's not fucking irritating in it. The lead girl, her whole character could be summed up in, "Ugh, Mom, my phone. Freddie Highmore.
Make it stop.
Freddie Highmore, you used to be a good actor, bro. What's going on between the shit doctor and this? Between I am a surgeon, Dr. Hahn, and this. And again, Freddie Highmore tries, but Freddie Highmore's whole voice, and I know he's English, he doesn't actually speak like this, is, you know, on Family Guy, when they would have like an exaggerated English accent, like someone would go like, "Oh, Reginald, I disagree."
Yeah, like that.
That kind of thing. Every line Freddie Highmore does is, oh my goodness, I'm so English. Oh my goodness, hello there. It's like, it's really overly done. It's like, oh, I will tell you I'm coming, my dear. It's like, but you're actually English.
Yeah, that's... So, yeah, if anybody sat through that piece of shit in theaters, make sure you had earplugs with you.
Especially when the two little twerp-ass brothers were on screen. There's a Ghostbusters joke, and it is by far and away the worst Ghostbusters joke in history, which is, like, yeah, Dad, bust that ghost. Ooh, that has a nice ring to it. Bust ghosters. No, that doesn't sound right. Whatever, I lost it. Fuck off. Oh, also...
I'm a person that loves Ghostbusters. Like,
yep, me too. Also,
speaking of Ghostbusters, though, I'm really excited for Frozen Empire. Like,
me too. I hope it's good. Anyway, bust ghosters, and the other joke was the ghost hunter is looking through. He goes, "What's going on?" I see a large amount of a large buildup of sulfur around here. The little brother's like, "That was me. Should have had that breakfast burrito."
The way you said it was funny.
Don't you fucking laugh at that. Do not fucking laugh.
No, the reason why I was laughing was the way you said it. Like that was the reason why I was laughing. Like, that was pretty funny.
Imagine that, but even more shrill and annoying than I already am.
Yeah, exactly. That was the reason why I was laughing at it, was because like I said, you said it funny. So
he farted. Fuck this movie.
Fuck off.
Fuck. You know what it reminds me of is that the thing where they're like, when IHG is like, "What are those? 21?" But you just hear the way they're like, "Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you!"
Anyway, number 6 is the worst comedy ever, and that's Back on the Strip. Fuck that movie. Let's just move on. Just fuck that movie. It's creepy and weird and gross. Tiffany Haddish, we know your son has an impressive cock. Please stop. Please. I beg of you, stop narrating.
At least she actually was in a good movie this year, which is Haunted Mansion.
Which is underrated.
Honestly. It's a good movie, people.
Yeah.
It's good.
It is. Anyway, the best part of it is that Ben came in and he abandoned me. I was the only one in the theater again for this. And he came in and I was just like, and he was like, "Hey, buddy, how are you doing?" And he goes, "You, get your ass up here." And you sit your ass up here. Fucking bitch. I was so angry. This is like 30 minutes into the movie. "You should be sitting here with me." And he goes, "I'm sorry, I got work." "Then get to work, or I'm going to come down there and drag you by the collar." I was so angry. And then as he was leaving, he said that, like, they mentioned that the guy was the white guy who was putting bronzer on, and he said something to the extent of, "Oh my God, is that white guy putting bronzer on?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Is that guy supposed to be Dr. X?" He goes, "I think so." I'm like, God damn it! I'm so mad. Terrible. Come on, Wesley.
Oh my God, that movie was so shit.
Like I said in my review of Candy Cane Lane to Eddie Murphy, I want Dolomite is my name level Wesley and Eddie, please. Please bring them back. I miss that Eddie.
I hope it works out with the new Beverly Hills Cop, because that trailer did look really good. Like,
honestly, that trailer was kind of awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I think it'll work out. So.
Well, that also has the benefit of it has them, and it has the original leads. It has, Eddie Murphy and Judge Reinhold. My name is Judge. But it
My
also
name is Judge.
But it also has Taylor Page and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So I mean, that's a good cast.
That seems like a
Right.
recipe for success. Like,
I think so. Number 5 is a action comedy that essentially says it takes two very talented actors and a couple of talented supporting actors to essentially say, hey, you know, dictatorships, they're better than democracy. So just enjoy your dictatorship. And that would be Freelance. It's also insanely unfunny and tone deaf. And unlike some people, like said, what? This movie sucks. It is terrible. Alison Brie and John.
Yeah, she doesn't even do anything in the movie. Like,
Dude.
all she does whenever things happen, she pulls out her phone and starts live streaming it, like we're doing.
Yeah, Alison Brie, who is a terrific actress and an even better writer. Okay,
and she is an attractive woman. Like, we'll give her that.
Oh, absolutely.
But in regards to characters in that movie, she is the dumbest.
She's an idiotic do nothing. So is Cena. The whole character. Okay, this character. Let's think back to February. She was in one of the more underrated best movies of this year, which was Somebody I Used to Know, which she co-wrote with her husband.
Which I liked. I liked that movie.
And I loved it. It really touched me. And the thing is that you have him, and then you have John Cena, who is in Barbie. So they're both in good
for
movies.
only a few seconds.
But still, he's in Barbie. He knows what good scripts look like.
Exactly.
And then this movie, and they're also both people who are effortlessly talented. Like, Alison Brie was on 2 of the...
Oh, yeah. And you also want to know somebody who was also really talented that's in that movie? Christian Slater.
Dude, anybody who's in Pump Up the Volume should know what good writing looks like.
Like, bro, Christian Slater was not only in some of the best 90s movies, he was on fucking Mr. Robot. Like,
that's true. And also...
Slater, you should know better than this.
Fucking Alice Eve is good. Like all these people are
like,
talented
seriously,
people.
they should know better than this. Like,
this movie, for a while, I believe for a good while, was the reverse Paddington 2. I actually think that for a while, didn't it top Ballistic X vs. Sever as like the worst reviewed movie in Rotten Tomatoes history until like somebody took pity on it? I'm pretty sure that it
and now
like
it's at 7%. Like,
because I'm pretty sure it hit over 100 reviews and was at a 0. And then like somebody came in and went like, oh yeah, okay, sure. And so objectively, it was at one point the worst reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes. This movie sucks. It's terrible. Pierre Morel.
I think it's the worst reviewed one that is like on your list. I think is this one. That's like highest up on your list is what I should say. Highest up on your list.
Yeah,
because the worst reviewed one is Winnie the Pooh: Blood and Honey because that's sitting at a 3%.
It's terrible. But at least Winnie the Pooh: Blood and Honey wasn't propaganda for dictatorships.
Well, it actually felt like. I'm gonna be honest. It actually felt like people were trying. Like,
I completely disagree. Oh, not
like they were actually trying to make a fun movie, but they just completely failed and took themselves so seriously. Like,
you talking about Winnie the Pooh or Freelance?
Winnie the Pooh. Like,
no, I disagree. I think maybe some people are trying on Freelance. I just think that the message was bad. The writing wasn't funny. My thing with Freelance was this. Also, Pierre Morel did Taken. The first and only good one.
And that is one of my favorite action films of all time is the first
and
Taken.
He did one of the more underrated action comedies of the last few years. Oh, not last few years, I guess 10 years. In From Paris with Love. I fucking love that movie.
That's a fun movie.
That's a great B movie.
But then he's done some of the worst action films of all time.
Like, say what you will about that movie, it has its problems. John Travolta's performance is not one of them.
Like, he's great in that movie.
He's fucking awesome in that movie.
But then he's made like freaking The Gunman. He made Peppermint. Like,
oh, that's Peppermint. Was that the one with fucking Jennifer Garner in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay, never mind.
And the Gunman is just so freaking boring. Like,
that was the one where Sean Penn thought he could be. Spicoli thought he could be like an action hero. And Bill
like, it's like, oh, look at his muscles. Yeah. No, fuck you.
Oh, yeah, Chris Stuckman. Yeah, that was you. You got the muscles. Who gives a shit, bro?
The movie sucks.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, that movie sucked. Number 4 was a movie that tried to tell a story. What is it about this year in fucking terrible movies with great casts about fucking heroin. Number 4 between Finest Kind and this. Number 4 is The Good Mother. What the fuck were these actors doing? Hilary Swank, you're better than this. Olivia Cook, you're better than this. Jack Rayner, you were in one of the best films of the year. You were in fucking Flora and Son. So I know from this year you're better than this. What was this movie? Here's the thing. It's a whodunit where shitty filmmaking reveals whodunit in the first 5 minutes. Because literally, you know, spoiler alert, I guess, it's Jack Rayner. It's the brother who kills the brother. He's the bad guy. And the way you know this is because you can see the outline of his face in the car window in the opening scene when the guy gets shot on the street by the dude in the car. You can see that it's Jack Rayner. You can see the bottom of his face, clearly. Wow. Way to go, movie. You shit the bed in the first 5 minutes with a mystery. And so literally the whole movie is just waiting for everybody else to figure it out in the movie. It sucks. It's fucking
Or
terrible.
basically just by then, after having that revealed to you within the first 5 minutes, you're just waiting for the movie to end.
You're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and then afterwards, the second half is you're waiting for Hilary Swank to catch on that her older son is the one who did it. And the thing is like, and then it's a movie that also says that, like, that brings up the idea of heroin addiction and fentanyl crisis and the opioid crisis without really doing anything with it other than using it to prop up a shitty exploitation thriller. It doesn't really do anything with it. And Finest Kind of did the same thing, except it was too boring to get upset about. This one was worth getting upset about because it was more offensive. And it again wasted a great cast. So that's my number 4. Number 3, we can move on to this. Extra shit, Bereamer. Just fuck that movie to hell. The movie.
That movie sucks cocks in hell.
It really does. It does.
And I can just tell you this: that movie can suck my cock. I'll just say that. It can suck my cock.
And it's cruel. That's the other thing. We're talking about.
It's like not only is it cruel, it is offensive towards the original film's legacy.
Towards the original film's legacy, it's offensive toward. It's offensive toward the idea of, like, I look. I will be the first person to criticize Christianity, or Catholicism. You know me. I am spiritual, not religious to a T. I'm not an atheist, but I don't like organized religion. I don't care if this child is a fucking Christian. She doesn't deserve to be dragged screaming to hell and tortured for all eternity because of something that she had no real fault in. That's just fucked up and cruel for no reason.
And not even
and it doesn't
that.
serve any purpose.
The politics in that film are just despicable.
They are. And the other thing is, the only good thing to come out of The Exorcist shit, Bereamer, and the only reason it's good that it exists, is that Ellen Burstyn knew that this was a stinker. And bless her fucking heart. She said that the only reason she agreed to do it is she told David Gordon Green and Universal, I said, I will do it, but only if you give my paycheck as a donation to my acting school. I'm not getting a cent of the money for this movie. It's all going to my acting school for charity. So basically, a lot of kids are going to become amazing actors under the tutelage of the awesome Ellen Burstyn, thanks to that movie's box office. But that is the only good thing to come out of it. So basically what I'm saying is, Ellen Burstyn, you're cool. Exorcist Bereamer, fuck off. And also Leslie Odom Jr. And also David Gordon Green. Very rarely has a filmmaker sunk so low, a filmmaker I love, when he's good, has sunk so low that I have actually got out of a movie going like, if I ever see David Gordon Green on the street, I'm going to kick him in the balls. Like, I was so mad walking out of that movie. And Halloween Ends, I was like, okay, fine, it's an anomaly. He made a shitty movie. This, I was like, David Gordon Green lost his touch to an anger-inducing degree. And you're better than this, David Gordon Green. Go back to make
as soon as I left, bro, I was just like, I was just gonna honestly just wanting to just look down on the ground and just like whenever people were gonna turn to me, if everyone wanted to talk to me, I'd be like, just don't fucking talk to me, please. Just don't.
Exactly. Well, it's
because if you talk to me right now, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like
right. It's the I don't want. It's the Austin. It's Chucklefucks McGee where The second Austin goes, I thought it was great. I'm like, I'm gonna go to jail tonight. You better get out of my face. Fuck off. Dude, I
Well,
gotta
same thing
go.
you did
I
with
got
Blood
a
and
wedding.
Honey. So, Austin, go fuck yourself.
So number 2 and number 1 are pretty much tied, although no, they're not. Okay, to be fair, no, they're not. Number 2 is Spinning Gold, spinning shit. How disrespectful.
Spinning my cock.
A long, endless. Ryan, brother, you deserve a fucking medal for sticking through it with me.
Like, he deserves a platinum medal for sticking through it with you. Like,
You really, and he says to this day, he says, that is still, and he's seen a lot of movies. He likes movies. He said, that is far and away the worst movie I've ever seen in a movie theater. I'm like, dude, I believe you. It's that bad. It really is that bad. Number 1, neo-Nazi propaganda, the movie. Nefarious, fuck that movie. It's evil. Like, genuinely, it's evil. If you like this movie, there was a moment in this movie, I'm going to be real with you. I usually don't, you know my policy, Luke. I don't walk out of movies that I'm going to review. Unless there is no way I can finish it by act of God. Like Psycho-Pass Providence, right?
right, yeah.
If I'm going to review it, I'm going to review it. I'm going to stick to the bitter end. Okay? And I did for Nefarious.
Right.
But there was a moment where they made that transphobic joke. That thing about like how like, oh, like dressing up as a different whatever. That kind of stupid loaded comment about trans people. And there was a dude in front of me. It was pretty packed for a Monday night, I must say. Or Monday
That's
afternoon.
weird.
Yeah. There was a dude in front of me with no kidding, a fucking MAGA hat on. Who, when that moment came, said out loud in the theater, yeah, you tell him, fucking trannies. These are his words, not mine. And people in the theater started going like, woo, like that. I wanted to walk out and keep on walking. I was so angry that anybody, very rarely do I feel like I'm the smartest motherfucker in my town. I was pissed. I was going like, I was this close to being like, I'm not just going to walk out. I'm going to walk out and stomp my feet on every step so you see me walking out. I was that angry, but I sat there, I stayed with it because it's my job. But man, the movies are my church. You know, this was the movie that darkened my church this year the most for me. Or it just felt like I was in the presence of not only a film, but an audience that was despicable. I'm just going to be real about it.
Yeah.
It really was. And also, guess who fucking liked it? Now, and I know he doesn't like the politics, so I'm almost certain he's doing it to fuck with me. Chuckle Fucks McGee, Austin. He liked it. Austin, I know you like the.
But he doesn't. But he thinks that, thinks that some like The Northman or Five Nights at Freddy's is
or
shit.
Thanksgiving.
Or Thanksgiving.
He also liked Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Just saying.
Finish my sentence, Austin.
He also didn't like Evil Dead Rises because, quote, it didn't go hard enough.
Finish my quote, Austin.
Go fuck yourself.
Evil Dead Rises is awesome, Austin.
It really is.
It's awesome.
And it goes hard in the motherfucking paint. However, I have to be real with you, though. It did lead to a criticism of that movie did lead to one of my favorite running memes from Your Movie Sucks. He liked the movie. It's actually a rare time that Adam liked a genre movie where he gave it I think he gave it like a 7 out of 10, which is pretty high for him. And when he was reviewing it, he goes, here's my one big thing. He goes, I felt like that the child characters, why put a child in there? That's a tease to put a child character in there. He's like, oh, maybe this will be the time that they finally do something. Don't be afraid. Kill the child. It's okay.
And to be real with you, when you told me that Austin said that Evil Dead Rise didn't go hard enough, dude, they went hard. They killed off kids. They went hard. Like,
dude, it also was just, it was gross.
It just baffles me, dude. Seriously, because I love Evil Dead Rise.
Me too.
But I guess I'll go through quickly my top 30.
Yeah, sadly, Luke,
I'm gonna make it quick, Grant.
Okay.
I promise. I'll make it quick.
And I gotta go, brother. I'm sorry.
All right, number 30, The Black Demon, a stupid shark movie.
Now, I was informed that I should put that on my end of the year catch-up list. I'm guessing I can take that off now.
Take it off. Don't watch it.
Okay, because Ryan.
Number 29, Heart of Stone. It sucks.
It's AI.
Generic as hell.
Yep.
Number 28, Noise, a stupid Netflix film that is supposed to be a family drama, but is treated like a comedy. Number 27, Wet Man Can't Jump. I'm sorry, Grant. I hated it. It wasn't good. It was not funny.
I didn't love it or anything. I just didn't hate it like everybody else did. I thought it was fine.
All right, whatever. Number 26, Bird Box Barcelona. We did not ask for a sequel to Bird Box. I don't know why it was made.
I didn't watch it, but then again, I watched about 5 minutes of the first one when my mom was watching it, and she was over and she was watching it, and I just said, I love Sandra Bullock and Sarah Paulson, but this looks fucking dumb, and I went downstairs and just did something else. I've never watched the original past that 5 minutes. So.
Yep. Anyways, number 25, The Nun Fucker 2 is what I like to call it.
None more of this, please.
Yeah, none more of this. Fuck it. It sucks. No more of these movies. I'm done.
Hey, Luke, there's something I need to add real quick about the nunjuring, as I call it. Hey, Luke.
What?
There's something I got to tell you. How do I? Wah! That's the whole movie. That is the whole movie.
Yeah, that's basically it. Number 24 is Praise This. It's a Pitch Perfect ripoff.
Praise this.
Number 23 is Vacation Friends 2. That's disappointing.
What a way to ruin such a surprisingly funny and delightful original. That was such a pleasant surprise, the first one.
Yeah. Number 22 is I know I shouldn't count this one since I haven't watched it all the way through, but I think I'm gonna swap it out and I'm gonna put it with Mafia Mama. Because this was where I would put The Outlaws, but I still haven't finished it, so I'm not gonna count it.
You need to be fair. If you haven't finished it, you shouldn't put it on your list.
But so I'm gonna swap it out with Mafia Mama. Mafia Mama was just
it didn't know what it wanted to be. The biggest
exactly, and it wasn't funny. Like
it had its moments, but the problem is all those moments you weren't sure if you were laughing because it was actually funny or if you were laughing because of the audacity of like, oh my god, are you trying to make slapstick out of a fucking attempted rape? What are you fucking doing, movie?
Exactly. Like I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Number 21 is The Retirement Plan.
Here's the thing. It's bad.
I hated it, and I'm sorry. I hated it.
It's bad, but my recommendation is this. Fuck the rest of the movie, but if somebody makes a supercut of all the Jackie Earle Haley Nicolas Cage scenes, watch that and skip the rest of it, because that's the only thing that's good in that movie, and they're over-the-top fun performances. But yeah, the movie sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Number 20 is The Baker.
Ugh. They're the same
Seriously,
movie.
Ron Perlman.
Can I be real with you, Luke? I don't even think this is a conspiracy theory. I think this is just the truth. I have a theory going around that the people who made both those movies, because it's a lot of the same people, are fucking con artists who are recycling their movies, because literally they shot it in the Caymans, both movies. I think on the same set. With like similar scenes. Like the scene where they're skulking around, in the Retirement Plan, the hotel where Ron Perlman is hiding out with
right,
the kids.
Yeah.
It's the same hotel that Nicolas Cage and his kid are hiding out in The Baker. It's the same fucking place.
You mean Ron Perlman?
No. Yeah, in The Baker, right? Yeah, Ron Perlman and the kid. It's the same hotel. Like it's the same set. It's almost the same room. The mini fridge looks the same. All the decorations look the same. I feel like, and it also has Joel David Moore. I'm really starting to become convinced that maybe these filmmakers are just con men who are making these movies on the cheap. Canadian filmmakers shooting in the Caymans for like tax shelter money. Like,
yeah,
they're
probably
really cheap looking, and they don't look like movies. They look like transactions. You know what I mean? Yeah.
For sure. Number 19. This one was gone out because of the more I thought about it. I think there's still some fun to be had because let me be real with you. Like, despite how dead-ass serious this movie takes itself, I kind of appreciated it for some reason. That's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, don't appreciate it, Luke. It's bad. Just be man enough to admit that the movie is bad. Don't try to be
Like
contrary.
I'm not gonna hide the fact that it's terrible.
It sucks, bro.
I'm not hiding that fact, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying
You were
like the
enraged
fact
by
that
it
it
only
takes
a couple
itself so
months ago.
seriously just makes it so hilarious to me. Like,
I'll admit that it takes on a certain entertainment value when during the Christopher Robin scenes, because that guy is smiling when he should be devastated throughout the whole thing. And again, Mark Kermode, he nailed it. Pooh! Pooh! Why are you doing this?
why are you doing this,
Pooh? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Pooh!
Exactly.
All
Yep.
the lines he has in this movie.
Number 18 is Trap House, a movie that was on Tubi. Cool opening scene does not save this steaming pile of shit. Number 17 is Killer Book Club, a slasher film on Netflix that was way too safe and it wasn't funny.
What? Killer Book? I've never heard of this. This sounds amazing.
It's bad. Like, really, really bad.
I kind of want to watch it. I just found the title alone.
Just don't, Grant, please.
I won't. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's number 16. Grant, I'm sorry. Hypnotic. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was really, really confusing and not in a good way.
Again, I'm in the minority, I know, but that movie...
Maybe I might give it a rewatch at some point, but at the same time, I don't see myself doing it.
Here's the thing. I liked Hypnotic for the same reason that I think Robert Rodriguez liked Hypnotic when he was making it, is that it is a bonkers movie. It's batshit, and if you take it seriously, you're going to think it's dull. But I think if you take it as a bonkers movie made by a guy who's known for making bonkers-ass movies, it's fun. And Hypnotic.
But I'm gonna give him give him credit for having ambition. I'm gonna give him credit for that.
And here's the thing: I will always give Robert Rodriguez, even his worst movies, is that the dude has, for an adult man, a very wild and very creative imagination. He's like Tim Burton in that.
Yeah, like I'll give him that for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I'm gonna give him that for sure. Number 15, House Party, one of the most unfunny comedies I've seen in a while. It's just not funny.
Again, the movie's lame except when Kid Cudi's on screen, and then it's awesome. But then when he's off screen, and that's why I gave it a matinee, because Kid Cudi is worth the price of admission at matinee for me. I just thought he was so funny. That at the Illuminati shit, I just thought that stuff was really, really funny. But again, it's weird anti-humor stuff. It's not funny in a mainstream way. It's like Eric Andre kind of funny, and that's what I liked about it. But yeah, it's not a good movie, objectively. But Kid Cudi was funny.
Yeah. Number 14, Children of the Corn. Just stop with these movies.
I turned it off after 5 minutes, so that should tell you something. That's why I didn't review it.
Yeah. So number 13 is one of the weirdest. Oh, this is 14. Never mind. Wait, what? I am legit confused. So,
did you double dip by accident?
I don't know what I'm going through, man. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like,
It's okay.
Like, cause I'm like legit. Like, okay. I think that was okay. So I think that was okay. This is fuck, man, I'm losing it. I think this was. This was 14. This one's 14.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm losing it.
Yeah.
This is 14. One of the weirdest films I've ever seen, and not really in a good way. The Devil Conspiracy.
Okay, but again,
it was really, really bad. Like, I didn't get this one. Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
Okay, Hard Copy Blues, if you're watching this, I saw the trailer for that movie with the movie recently, and all I have to say is that it's not racist because it's satire. The whole point of the movie is it's the Baxter with African American people. Okay, so that movie that's coming out, that Magical Society of Magical Negroes, that movie. That I actually want to see that, because watching the trailer, I'm like, oh, this is clever. This is basically like, this is spoofing the trope, the Blind Side kind of trope of the idea of the magical black guy who comes in and changes the white people's life and has no life of their own. I like that idea that there's like a Monsters Inc. type of society of people whose job it is to be like the token character. That's funny. That's not racist. That's funny. That's let me put it to you this way. That's only racist if you're someone who thinks that it's racist to white people, which is
Yeah.
which is impossible. So that's the thing. It's clearly made to comment on. It's in the same league of something like Sorry to Bother You. It's meant to spoof how white culture sees black culture. That's what it is.
Yeah. So
it's very.
And I kind of messed up the ranking a little bit because I'm.
Yeah,
stupid.
go ahead. Sorry, that was a tangent. I apologize.
It's fine. No, I was saying I kind of messed up the ranking because I'm stupid.
No, you're not.
Because 30 was supposed to be Heart of Stone. Like that's where I messed up at. So.
Oh, okay.
So this is number 14 right here. So number 14, like I said, is The Devil Conspiracy. I hated this movie. I thought it was so boring. It was way too weird for me. Like
here's the thing, you gotta see it though with the right frame of mind and the most smart alecky friends. And that's why I kind of liked it. It wasn't a good movie, it was terrible. But we liked it in the same way that we were like, I love the Knights of the Zodiac. Where it's like, it's so bad.
But at least Knights of the Zodiac took itself so seriously that I loved it. Like,
but so did The Devil Conspiracy, though.
The Devil Conspiracy did it in a way where I just couldn't get into it.
Like, oh, come on. You didn't think it was even a little funny when the haunted sonogram was funny? I thought that was fucking hilarious.
No, man. I thought that was stupid.
Was so funny.
Anyways, let's just move on. I don't want to talk about that movie anymore.
All right.
Number 13.
Movie bands.
Oh my God. Talk about whimpers to ending a franchise. Insidious The Red Door.
Again,
oh God.
I liked the second half fine, so I gave that a little more of a pass than you did, but I agree with you, especially the first half is deadly.
It is they ended this franchise on a gigantic whimper.
They didn't end it. Let's be honest. They didn't end it. If you stayed after the credits, they're making a sixth one. You know they are. There's no way.
They don't need to make another one. They really don't.
It made its money back tenfold. They're going to make another one.
And I don't know why it made its money back, because it's a piece of shit.
I'll tell you why it made its money back, because it cost peanuts to make, like all the other Insidious movies. And therefore, in its first weekend, even if it bombed, it would have made its money back because it cost peanuts to make it. Here's the thing. It's the weakest of the series, but I have to give credit to this. The movie's not good, but I kind of want to see what the next movie Patrick Wilson directs. I think he has potential.
I'll give him credit for this. Yeah. He did a good job directing it, and he is good in the movie. Like, I'll give it that.
Well, he's a good actor.
Like, he's a good. Like, that's the reason why I don't think it's not in my top 10. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's the only reason why it's not in my top 10, is because he did a good job directing the movie, and he is good in it. Like,
and also Ty Simpkins, you were in the
Yes, and also Ty Simpkins was great too. Like, he was good. Well, he was good in the film too.
He was good, but also it's like you were in The Whale. You know what material.
He knows what better scripts are. And
yeah,
he was also in freaking Jurassic World. So there you go.
And The Nice Guys, although he was only in like the first scene, but still.
Exactly. Number 12 is a movie I just watched today, and I regretted every single bit of my life watching it. That is Kids vs. Aliens.
It's on my list because I loved the short from VHS. Is it bad?
It's really, really, really bad.
It's like Siren all over again. Then fuck, because
it fucking sucks.
I was kind of looking forward to it because I was like, I love that segment in the same way I loved Amateur Night, and then they made it into fucking Siren, and it was terrible.
Yeah, so Grant, you want my personal recommendation? Just fucking skip Kids vs. Aliens.
Isn't it also, though, like, I almost felt like I was just going to watch it just for whatevers without reviewing, because it's only like 70 minutes, right? It's like short.
It's 75 minutes, but it feels way longer than it needs to be. Like,
from the trailer, it just looked to me like Stranger Things, but with more fuck words in it. Basically.
And that's kind of basically what it is.
Okay. So basically a less good version of Psycho Gorman.
I haven't seen Psycho Gorman, but basically yes.
That movie's a blast and a half.
I'm gonna watch Psycho Gorman soon, but by that description, it's like, yeah, basically.
I didn't review it on the channel because I saw it, only a few months ago, and it was kind of like a year late to it. But it was a fun one.
Number 11, Grant. I know this one should be higher, but there were just other films that honestly I just don't see my. Like, the only reason why I gave this film a little bit more, like, even though it's still shit and despicable, but the only reason why I have it why it barely edged out the top 10 was because of the cast. That's Spinning Gold.
Wait, what number is it?
It's 11.
Oh, come on, Ponto. Oh,
There,
come on.
I thought there were films that honestly I thought were worse. Like,
That's too low for that movie. That movie's absolutely morally reprehensible. I like Jeremy Jordan. Don't get me wrong, I do. But just come on. And as I said in my video, there was one decent line that they ruined by being so fucking extra, and it was the like what are you doing here? I'm sure you're not here just to beat up whatever his name is. And then Dan Fogler is like, that's why I'm here. It's like, okay, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then they did it again, and I was like, fuck! They ruined the one decent line in the movie. Also,
Yeah.
Can someone teach Jeremy Jordan how to properly break the fourth wall, please? The whole movie, he just spends like looking off to the side, and it's like, I know you're going for a Wolf of Wall Street thing, but here's the thing: Leonardo DiCaprio knows how to look forward when he breaks the fourth wall in that movie. At the fourth wall, not at the side of the third one. Like, come on, dude. Basic errors. Basic fucking errors. Okay, dude, I gotta go. I'm sorry. I gotta go. But
I'm already almost done, dude. We're in the top 10, so.
All right, well, just quickly.
Number 10 is Dirt 2. The Dirt. Meg to the Trent. Fuck it.
Said.
It's terrible. Number 9, Camp Hideout. One of the worst family comedies I've ever seen.
Did you actually watch it, though?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I'm not. Dude, if you were with me watching it, bro, like I swear to God, I was in misery the whole time. Like
if I were there with you watching it, I'd be like, doesn't feel too good, does it, fucker? Now what do you think of Chicken Run?
Screw you. Anyways, number 8.
They made December's bad now, Ponto. Say it. Say it now.
Shut up. Number 8 is Expendables. It sucks.
Fuck that movie.
Ugh. Number 7, one of the biggest embarrassments to cinema of all time, Fear. It is an embarrassment.
It didn't come to either of the theaters near me. I skipped it.
Good.
I've never watched a frame of it since.
Number 6, one of the most boring and dreadful films I have had to sit through all year.
Didn't Fear come out last year?
No, it came out in January of this year.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, number 6, one of the most boring films, and this is the reason why it got high. It was higher up on the list than Spinning Gold, was because of how much it bored the absolute ever living shit out of me. Pontiac and Selvin Part 2.
Did you actually watch it?
I did.
Did you watch Part 1?
I did.
Am I right?
Bored me.
Dude, people love these movies. Am I right?
I don't get it. Like, I don't get why people love these movies.
Dude, I'd rather spend 6 hours in the fucking DMV than watch this movie again. It would be more intriguing because the people around me.
I would rather spend 6 hours rewatching Oppenheimer twice. Like,
yeah, but you'd be spending it watching a good movie.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I would rather watch a good movie.
I'd rather get a root canal and have them miss and accidentally pierce my penis tip than watch this fucking movie again. Because it's 6 hours of dullness ending with a shitty... Dude, I know that, like, the resources in Bollywood cinema is not, or even, like, pan-Indian cinema in general is not high. I get it, I give them a pass. The CGI is not going to look polished or anything. But was it just me, or was that fight scene at the end kind of piss poor in its camera work? Like, it looked like shit was on.
It felt like it would. Like, here's my thing. When it came to that battle scene, it felt like it was just an old man taking a piss. That's what it felt like.
And it was rushed. Like, the thing is,
exactly.
It was like, okay, if you're gonna do that, like, this is a lesson you can take from Harry Potter. Part 1 of Deathly Hallows was all the camping shit because they knew that the next movie was going to be 2.5 hours of the Battle of fucking Hogwarts.
But it at least had a reason to exist.
And, but here's the other thing: the reason I still liked Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1 is that, guess what? I had affection for the characters because they were 3-dimensional.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to. We're trying to say, people.
This movie is so tonally off because it wants to be this kind of Douglas Sirky kind of epic, like a freaking like Lawrence of Arabia, but then it has all this weird slapsticky shit with these comic relief characters that aren't funny. The characters are not interesting. The closest you get is that I kind of sort of like that one dude who is sort of, I guess, the protagonist. He's not the Pontiac and Selvin, but he's kind of like that warrior dude. Like, I've seen that actor being good in other things. And you can
Right,
tell that.
so-
And the other thing is, you can tell that the people making it are it's based on a book, have respect for the source material, but it is just endless and draggy and just it's
just so boring.
It's like sitting at a bus station for 6 hours and you're not sure your bus is going to come. That's what it feels like.
So that's what it's.
I took out my phone and played Royal Match for the majority of the second part because it's like, if you're not going to engage me, I'm not going to engage back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5, one of the most unscary, pretentious, and repetitive films I've ever seen in my life is Run, Rabbit, Run. It sucked horribly.
It doesn't even have a fucking ending.
Exactly. It feels like it's just going on for an eternity.
And I know what you guys are going to say, like, oh, you just don't like ambiguity. I'm not saying it has an ambiguous ending. I'm saying they forgot to write one. I'm convinced they forgot to write one. It's not ambiguous. I don't mind a movie that ends ambiguously. Look, for instance, Leave the World Behind has an ambiguous ending.
Yes, Leave the World Behind had an ambiguous ending.
But here's the thing.
But it was an ambiguous ending that actually worked.
It does. And if you're going to go for that ending, you better make damn sure you do it right. Because if you do it wrong,
you do it in a way
feels like
where
you're lazy. And this
you do it in
lazy.
a way where it's like you're making your audience think. In a good way, for that matter.
You know that meme they have on the internet where you say something like, something, mommy, I want something, and the example is something really good, and then they go, we have that at home, and then it's like, this at home. I was just thinking like, mommy, I want the Babadook and Relic. We have the Babadook and the Relic at home, and then it's like, Babadook and the Relic at home, blank, run, run. It is. It's a shittier version of other better female-driven, female-directed, maternally themed,
mother and daughter themed
horror films. Right. Well, crazy mama dramas, horror dramas.
There you go. That's a good way. Number 4 is a film that I don't think much people are familiar with. That is called The Friendship Game. Basically,
I've heard about it because you hated it so much. You told me about it.
Basically, take some of the concept out of Wish Upon and make it shittier. You get this movie.
Here's the thing, though. If it's at all like Wish Upon, I might actually kind of like it, and I'll tell you why. Because Wish Upon is one of the best bad movies ever.
But they do a shittier job with it, though. Like Wish Upon is still shit, though. Like it's still shit. It's shit. I think I can give that movie a pass now because of what I had to sit through with The Friendship Game. Like,
hey Luke, I have one question for you. Do you dig on multiverse theories? I fucking love Wish Upon. It's terrible.
Oh my god, it sucks. Anyways, let's keep moving.
Before I go, real quick about Wish Upon, I will give you context. That was part of a double feature. You know what the first movie was of that I saw that day? Talk about lobster and Skittles. Guess what the lobster was? War for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh my god!
One of these things is not like the other. It's a masterpiece. And then Wish Upon.
Yeah. Anyways, number 3. This is in contention for worst comedy of all time. Yeah, Back on the Strip.
Fuck that movie.
Number 2. This one. I will be honest with you. I think number 1 and number 2 could honestly just be tied. Because they're just as bad. But as it stands right now, number 2 is Nefarious.
Come on, Luke. Be a man. Make it number 1. It's not. It's worse than Exorcist. At least Exorcist.
My number 1 is Exorcist. Because here's my thing. You want to know a big reason why it hurts? You want to know a big reason why that it hurts for me to put Exorcist at number 1?
Because you love the original, and I feel that. But
I am such a big fan of the original, and and I still stand by that it is the scariest movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's definitely
so for them to take that legacy and butcher it completely with having no vision and basically half-assed writers doing this kind of thing, it offended me.
Who usually do better work. It's written by David
but it
Gordon
felt
Green.
like it was half-assed and also even written by AI.
And it's also
that's what it felt like.
It's also co-written by Danny McBride, who he wrote another movie.
Who was a guy I love. I love Danny McBride.
Who wrote Halloween 2018, which is a good movie, and he also co-wrote one of my favorite underground comedies that nobody knows about, The Foot Fist Way, which I think is fucking hilarious. It's dark and fucked up, but it's hilarious.
And also another big reason why it pains me to say it, it also felt like a complete, like it just the worst way possible to milk more money out of people's pockets.
The fact
It
that
was
it's
just a big excuse.
Here's the thing. It is
Oh my god, you need an Exorcist believer.
It is an Exorcist sequel in the most incidental way imaginable. It almost
It
feels
felt
like,
insulting to me. Like
it almost felt like somebody had a really like Pray for the Devil #3 or something, and then somebody dusted off and said, "We'll make more money if we put The Exorcist in front of this." And then they
and
just
what
made
I'm
that.
also trying to get at, like,
Get Ellen
even just
Burstyn on.
thinking about this movie, even just
Yeah.
thinking about it, it pains me even more. Like I hate it even more every single time I think about it. I hate it even more. And
You know,
I will go. For anyone watching that is ready to be shocked from Grant and I, it's worse than Exorcist 2: The Heretic. It's way worse.
You know what? I would agree with you, except that The Exorcist, I feel like I'd still give the thing to Exorcist 2 just because it dragged. Oh, actually, you know what? Actually, no, because I forgot because she had no lines and was barely in it. It did drag what's her name in Linda Blair. So no, yeah, you're right. It is the worst. There you go. It's
Exactly. And plus, at least Exorcist 2 actually felt like an Exorcist movie.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But
I would say somewhat. I would say, like, I wouldn't say just as an
Exorcist
Exorcist movie. I would say somewhat of an Exorcist movie. But Exorcist Believer just felt like at best a generic possession movie, but at worst offensive towards one of the greatest horror films of all time's legacy. Like,
I also thought that it was a particularly cosmic insult that the movie also opened on the exact same day that William Friedkin's terrific final film, The Caine Mutiny Court Martial, came out.
Which I also loved.
Which is a runner-up. I
loved. And also the fact that film went to theaters and Totally Killer went to streaming is bullshit to me.
And Caine Mutiny Court Martial went to streaming. It actually went to TV.
And also a film like freaking, even though it went to select theaters, I wish it was actually wide release. That Fair Play got only pushed onto Netflix.
Another movie
that film should have gone to theaters.
High runner-up. I love that movie.
I love Fair Play. Like, why was that? And also a film that only went to rental, but I really also think would have done pretty well in the theater since it was released in October. Dark Harvest. Like,
you know what? It was a little messy, but yeah, I like Dark Harvest. I thought that was
kind of. I would have liked to have seen that one in the theaters, like, because it actually would have worked well.
Well, to be fair, technically, Dark Harvest did play in theaters for one night in Alamo Draft Houses. So there was one theater in St. Louis that was showing.
But that wasn't really a theater release movie, though. That's kind of my thing.
But here's the thing. Also, it was clearly intended for theaters because it was a movie that MGM announced years ago, and they finished it, and then also they didn't know what they had. Clearly,
and seriously, why did films like Caine Mutiny Court Martial, Totally Killer, and Fair Play go to streaming while Exorship Reamer, or Exorship Bullshitter, as I personally call it, because it's an absolute bullshit movie?
Yeah.
Why did those films go to streaming and that piece of shit went to theaters?
All right. The other thing I'll say about the Exorcist 2 comparison is this. One thing I will give The Heretic over this. At least there was an exorcism in that movie.
Exactly. And
okay,
because in this one there was no exorcism. And you also want to know, like, there was like quite a few people in the same room as these two girls during the third act of this movie. You want to know how many people were in the room with Reagan in the original film? 2. There were 2 people. Like, there were 2 guys that were throwing holy water on her, saying that the power of Christ compels you.
And the exorcist comes in for 5 seconds, is about to do that, and gets his neck snapped. That is the extent of the exorcism in this movie. The other thing I'll say is this. Here's the other thing that pisses me off, and Mark Kermode is exactly right. Is that it's such a betrayal of the Ellen Burstyn character's legacy in the sense of this. I'm not talking about the obvious thing, which is the blinding. It's the fact that her character writes a book about the experience. She would never do that. She would never profit off of the pain she and her daughter went through, first off, because she was a good mother. Second off, I understand that was a cheap way to have them not speak to each other. And quite frankly, I totally understand where Reagan would be coming from to not speak to her after that, because that is a pretty big betrayal. So the ending was rushed along with that, but also it makes Chris McNeil look like. And the other thing is, did you also notice this is another continuity error? In the book, when they're looking at excerpts from the book, it has information in there that she would never have known because she was not in the room when it was said in the first movie. That was another
Exactly.
Did you even watch the original, guys? Like, really?
Like, how
Yeah.
if you got, for any of you that like this movie, you guys really
You're
need to pay
wrong.
attention.
I'm just gonna say,
Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, and you guys were just like, oh, it's got some bad dialogue. You guys really need to pay attention. Like,
it doesn't even have good dialogue. It's
exactly. Like, that's what I'm
What
trying
good
to say.
dialogue?
Like,
the body and
because I
blood.
feel like for people that enjoyed this movie, I just felt like they were just not paying attention to some of the dialogue choices that they made in this movie. Like,
Also, if you watch Red Letter Media's video on it, they also, or no, it was actually Your Movie Sucks. He made a good point too. Is that how until it's confirmed that it's demons, a lot of the girl's behavior is just typical weird kid shit. Like
exactly.
like when she goes into the thing with the holy water on her, it's like they're all acting all shocked, like, oh my god, she's possessed. It's like, I'm sorry, have you ever been around an 11-year-old girl who's throwing a temper tantrum? She would do something like that. It's
Exactly.
not that
Like I said, with there being like so many people in that one room during the third act, made it so convoluted to a certain degree where I just could not keep track of what was going on. Like,
well, and it has what I call the separation issue, which is relating to the film separation, which is that it has some cool ideas that it leaves completely on the table and doesn't do anything with. Like, for instance, the fact that they're going to do, like, basically a god squad, where they're going to have all these different religions, spiritual guides coming in to save the girls. Okay, that's a cool idea on paper, but what do you do with it?
you make it so convoluted to a point where you can't even pay attention. Like,
what I'm saying though is that element could have worked if it was done well, but the problem is
if it was actually done properly. Like,
it's the same way I felt about this thing in Separation, where the dad's a horror comic book artist, and I'm like, oh, cool, it's going to be like his drawings come to life, and there's that one clown and nothing else. Like, they totally leave it on the table. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, don't introduce ideas that could make for a good movie and then just not do them because you're lazy. You know what I mean?
I wanted to literally I really just wanted to just smack my head against the wall until it splattered after I watched Exorcist Believer.
You know what it reminds me of? You wanted to pull a talk to me.
I did. I'm not lying to you. I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that.
The line, it reminds me that my reaction to David Gordon Green's name showing up in the credits at the end of that movie is the equivalent of that Family Guy joke where fucking Stewie goes to see Bewitched, which honestly is a movie I like. I kind of like it.
I'm not going to come at you. That's cool.
Nicole Kidman, yeah, well, because I also loved the TV show when I was a kid. But the Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell one. It was the joke, and it is an actual joke in the movie, where it's like, oh, by the way, I'm a witch. Oh, by the way, I'm a Clippers fan. And then everybody laughs and Stewie doesn't, and then it just cuts to this like lengthy thing of him going to a hardware store, buying a ladder, buying
right, yeah.
And then just going to Los Angeles, getting on a plane, getting a cab, going to Will Ferrell's mansion, getting the ladder out, pulling it open, going in, answering the door, punching him in the face, going, "That's not funny," and then turning around and walking away, and doing it all backwards. That's what I felt watching this. I'm like it was just going to, hello, bomb, you suck, and then just walking out in the nads.
Like, I was gonna think, dude, like, I was thinking back to the parody version of The Exorcist in Scary Movie 2, like when the little girl said, "You suck." That was basically what my entire wording was throughout the entire runtime of Exorcist Believer.
Everyone's downstairs. Andy Richter shows up with James Woods, or was it James Woods? Yeah.
Yeah, it was James Woods.
And everybody's at the piano, and they're like, shake your ass.
and they're playing a song by Ice Cube. And then she comes down and she's like, "You suck."
say what you will, it's not as good as the first one. Scary Movie 2 has its moments. It's actually kind of funny.
I actually got a hot take for you. I actually think that Scary Movie 2 is better than the first one.
I'll give you an even hotter take. I think Scary Movie 3 and 4 are actually pretty funny.
I like those ones too.
Yeah, they have some
But
good
Scary
moments.
Movie 5 was, but 5 was the lowest of the low.
To me, if you have the conviction to tell a lame middle school joke, but you pull it off, I will respect you for it. And there's a part in Scary Movie 4 that does that, and it's the scene where she's talking to not Red Rocket, but the other guy, Craig Bierko, talking to him. And they're sitting outside. It's Anna Faris and him, and they're sitting outside, and she's like, "Cindy, what's wrong?" This like hard, and it's a lame joke, but it's delivered so funny that I'm just like
it's at least delivered in a way where I could laugh.
It's like an Airplane thing where it's like, ugh.
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly.
It's like Don't Call Me Shirley, where he goes like, "What's wrong, Cindy? You look concerned about something," and she's just like, "I don't know. It's just last night, in the middle of the night, I saw a face outside my window," and then he goes, "Oh, oh God, did it have a nose?" She goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, definitely a face then." I was just like, it's just so stupid, but got me. It's like, damn it, that's funny. It's so lame.
That's actually pretty funny though, I'm not gonna lie.
Because he says it like seriously. The thing is, you know what the key to a good spoof is? The
What's
characters
that?
in the movie think they're in the movie they're spoofing. They're playing it straight, and it makes it funnier when they're funny.
Exactly. They do it in a way where it actually kind of does make sense, and it's actually kind of funny. But I think for most parody movies nowadays, they're not aware of what movie they're making fun of.
Well, and Leslie Nielsen was the master at this, where in Airplane and Naked Gun, he thinks he's in The Naked Gun, he thinks he's in a James Bond movie. He's playing it like it's a serious movie, and so when he says things like when Priscilla Presley's talking to him, he goes, "Oh," talking about his backstory, and she's like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Oh, classic story. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl again, boy loses girl again in a tragic blimping accident." Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
it's funny because
yeah.
And that was a joke. This house shows how childish I am. That's a movie that includes the joke when Priscilla Presley's on the ladder and he's directly at the angle under her dress. And she goes, "Huh, nice beaver." And she goes, "Thanks, I just had it stuffed." And then takes out like a beaver off the top shelf. I'm like,
oh my God.
Damn it, that's funny.
That's funny. And also, if you want to talk about good recent parody movies, Outlaw Johnny Black. That was actually a really fun movie.
Yeah. But that also falls in the category of Black Dynamite, which is the greatest spoof movie ever. It truly is the greatest spoof movie ever.
It's great.
It's hilarious.
And seriously, I think Michael Jai White is the one that actually understands the genre called parody. He actually understands it.
Well, and also it has a faith-based angle, but it's actually not in your face about it, and it's done genuinely. Also, Alec was right. Alec saw it with me in the theater, and he agrees that's really funny. When the girl is crying, and she's like, just keeps going on, just like, oh. Now, Black Dynamite, though, I was watching it again. Just some of the dialogue choices, the fakiness on purpose. When they're talking about, when they do the flashback, he goes, "My youngest brother Jimmy, I'll never forget him." And then it goes back, and he just goes. And then he goes, "I'm like, hey there, Jimmy. I'm 14-year-old Black Dynamite. You're my youngest brother Jimmy. You gotta get off that smack, Jimmy." It's like, damn it, that's really funny. Then he goes,
"Oh my God, that is so."
Damn it, Auntie! I told you not to interrupt my kung fu.
Do not interrupt my kung fu.
I fucking love it. And then he's saying to viewers, he finds out his brother died, and he's like, "Get out of here! Go split! Get on out of here! See y'all tomorrow."
You know what I'm thinking? Hey, Grant, you actually want to know what I'm thinking right now?
Yeah.
I'm thinking sometime in February, because in March that's when I'm planning to start the Saw series for watch-alongs. I'm thinking for Black History Month in February, the one we should do to honor that month is Black Dynamite.
Greatest black movie ever. Yes, we need to do that, and then we need to do Outlaw Johnny Black.
But Outlaw Johnny Black only has a DVD release, though.
It does.
Which I think is stupid. Like,
yeah.
How come even though Black Dynamite's great and all, but how come Outlaw Johnny Black doesn't get a Blu-ray release?
Black Dynamite, also one of the greatest fake trailers ever, which is the freaking fake commercials. The freaking, what was it, liquor, malt liquor?
Oh my god, dude, the fake commercials in Black Dynamite had me dying. Like,
well, and then later, because it becomes a plot point, that makes it on rewatch. That's so funny that freaking, whatever, is that it's shot like something from the 70s, and then when you watch it and you're like, oh, that's kind of a funny ad, and then you realize that is literally what that liquor is what the villain is using to shrink everybody's dicks. And it's like, it just makes it funnier because you're like, oh my god, they're promoting a product that is endorsed by the bad guy.
It's promoting a product that literally shrinks dicks.
It's hilarious. Oh, and the freaking
oh god,
nunchuck fight with Nixon. The whole movie is fucking great.
The preemptive boomerang.
The printer, it's like, ha! I threw that shit before I walked in the room. Yeah, great. Well, when they have that fake when he's like, I got it, dynamite or something, and then he's like, oh shit, and then he like skydives, and then he just comes through the like, cream cone.
Bro. Grant, now that we're having this discussion, I think I'm gonna rewatch Black Dynamite right now.
Hey Luke, like cream cone, I'm running things. Fucking love that movie.
Bro,
one of my favorite
I think I'm gonna rewatch Black Dynamite when we log off now, because
Michael J.
my
White
god.
I also think, speaking of, it helps when you're gonna spoof something to have someone who is as effortlessly cool as the character. Michael J. White is a cool mother. Shut your mouth. Oh my god.
It's a cool mother. Shut your mouth.
He is. You dig
like,
it?
That's what I was saying. Like, if there's someone who is like really capable of actually making parody movies, it's Michael J. White. Like I think he's capable of actually making good parody movies. Like, again, Black Dynamite, and most recently that one that he directed, Outlaw Johnny Black.
And this also brings me back to what I was talking about that movie, the magical, black person movie, is that you could argue some of the humor in Outlaw Johnny Black is racist, but the thing is, it's spoofing the tropes of Western. So, like, when they have white guys...
Exactly. So it's like, whenever they have, like, a racist joke, it's like, you don't even feel bad for laughing. Like,
well, because it's not really racist, because it's criticizing racism. The joke with the...
Exactly. That's what I was meaning, was that it was criticizing racism.
Well, when they have the native character, and it's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy, and he has a single tear running. That's hilarious, because it's like okay,
that is really funny. Like,
because they used to do that kind of thing in Westerns. It also was one of the best jokes in The Holdovers was like that. When they were watching in the theater, watching Little Big Man with Dustin Hoffman, where he was supposed to be playing like a native character, and what's his name, old Walleye says to him, says to him, he goes, believe it or not, this is a pretty realistic depiction of the tribes at this time. And it's like, okay. Okay, Giamatti, whatever.
Yeah, I love that. And like,
sure, Jan.
Yeah, man. Like,
all right.
That's what I was saying, man. Like, that's why I'm thinking we got to do a watch along for Black Dynamite at some point.
At some point, we have, and it's short. It's like 80 minutes. It's not very long.
So yeah, maybe we'll do so. And also, maybe if I can just go ahead and just pull the trigger on getting the DVD of Outlaw Johnny Black, we might do that one as well. The same month we do Black Dynamite, we might actually do that one after we do Black Dynamite.
Like, subtle things in that movie, like when he's talking to the aunt about my young brother Jimmy when he died.
My young brother Jimmy,
and she's talking to him. Goes, "You promise you get him off that shit, Dynamite?" And then he's somberly putting the phone down, but it's like a freaking phone. So he's struggling to hang it up, like he's trying not to look at it, like he's trying to look off in the distance. He's like, and she's still talking. And he's just like that. It's just great. When Bullhorn is killed by Master, whatever his name is, and it's just like he goes, "Hiya!" and then it's just a smash cut, and his head just rolls, and it's like a fake. And then he goes, "No!"
I love it.
You done fucked up now. Love that fucking movie. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll see you.
All right.
Peace.
See you later, dude.
Peace, homie.
No, I'm not gonna Oh, just did. So I'm gonna hit these comments here really quick. Because I have not. I'm sorry that I ignored your guys' comments for the past couple hours. But sometimes when you get so carried away in conversation, I tend to ignore the comments. But I will. But just as a way to make it up to you guys, I will go ahead and read them off. Are you guys excited for Suzume finally coming to Blu-ray in March of next year? Yes, because I still have not seen Suzume. But now that it's getting a physical release, I am probably going to buy it so I can watch it because I have heard nothing but incredible things about Suzume. Have you withdrew? Sorry that again, sorry guys that I ignored your comments, but I'm gonna get to them right now so that way when I go I don't forget. So Just in the Dark to watch Logan. Logan is incredible. I love Logan. That's an incredible movie. No, I do not, Jared. What's up, Michael? Again, I don't know if you're still watching or not, but I'm really sorry for ignoring your comment. Damn it. Yeah, we'll have to. If Grant's watching the replay, yeah, we'll probably get that. Hey, Judd. It's been, money wise, it hasn't really been that great. It's been kind of but I'm doing it. What's your favorite Bruce Willis movies that's not Die Hard? Favorite Bruce Willis movie that's not Die Hard. I really don't know, man. That's kind of tough to think, to be honest with you, because the one that I can really come up with is Die Hard. If I'm going to be completely honest. That's like the only one I can really come up with is Die Hard. But my brain is just fried. So that's another reason why I can't really come up with one. Hey Del, what's up? Cool, I guess, but not really. Andreas, what's up? Hey Wyatt, what's up? Just got back from Napoleon. Well, I hope you liked it more than I did, because I certainly didn't really like it all that much, to be honest with you. So, just as a way to make up for me ignoring your guys' comments for the past couple streams that I've had a guest pop in, just for that kind of reason, you guys kept commenting. Again, I'm really sorry if that irritates you guys in any way. I'm really, really sorry. Like, just understand I'm trying to do the best I can for you guys to, keep it in and do more for you guys. So just understand that I keep forgetting about that thing. Whenever I'm on by myself, it does that. So, but yeah, again, I deeply apologize to you guys for ignoring your comments, but just understand that I'm doing the best I can. So, but anyways, yeah, I think I'll call it there. So, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time.